always talking shit show.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yo, yes, so, yes, so.
It's your boy Doc on.
It's your boy King Magic.
Back in another episode with the
Always
Always Talking
Talking
Shit
Shit
show.
I'll let you lead off.
Fucking candy, nigga. So we talked about this yesterday when I seen you. The whole Slaughterhouse drama that's been going on.
Right.
And I'm on the side of, like, y'all niggas need to stop the releasing. Okay, so I feel beefs on both sides. Joel and Crooked got to stop releasing albums talking about all the backstage shit that went on behind the scenes, thinking that's going to get these two niggas to jump off the porch and want to do this again. At the same time, Joe and fucking Royce got to figure out is what the fuck they really want to do with this shit. Like, we know Royce is about it, but we hear Joe is retired. But then also Joe at the same time is saying if you present him something, of course he'll go back to it. I feel like fuck Eminem for like initially causing this, because this is initially his issue. You caused four motherfuckers who had great ass chemistry with each other, were making great music, and you somehow had to make it about you.
Still shelved the album.
And then we don't get Glass House because you shun the nigga Joe so much, you know y'all don't fuck with him over there. This nigga leaves. Or he don't leave, but it says, like, I'm not, anything under Shady, I'm not doing. Period. Like,
Because Shady was acting shady.
right. But Joel and them have the right to tell their truth about it. But you don't need a whole album to do that. You don't need a whole 2, 3. It's like 3 albums, because in the midst of that, Joel's releasing solo shit and still talking about the Slaughterhouse days. You're dropping albums with multiple songs talking about the Slaughterhouse days.
What's that? That copyright. You right. I think first off, man, when it comes to the slaughter debacle, I'll call it. Or actually, you know what? Go ahead and land. Finish making rounding your shit up. That way, I don't want to step on any of your ideas or thoughts. I'll tell you what I think afterwards. I've thought about it. You were talking about Joel making this solo.
Right. There's no need to keep doing it, because now it's like we've only heard half of the story. There's still 2 other niggas who ain't even spoke on it yet.
They spoke on it. They did it live.
No, I mean on wax.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know
think
what I'm
we ever
saying?
gonna get that.
And that's fine with me, because
It's not
Joel
needed.
and Crooked did enough.
Yeah, it's not needed.
They put it out there enough. We know it was bad deals. We know niggas wasn't fucking with each other. Joe already said enough times on this podcast what was going on. You know what I'm saying? How he was getting shut out over there and all that shit. So one side's beating a dead horse, the other side's dragging their feet, to me.
Mm-hmm. All right. I had a couple little points. Right. No, you good. Do you think? I had a couple points. First off, the whole Joe retired thing has already been put to bed, in the sense that he stated and Royce has stated, And by them offering him even the contract, indicates that they had some idea, or that there was an indication that Joe was ready to come back and rap, right? But Crooked and Joe aren't financially in the same position they were when Slaughterhouse started. They both have done very well individually. The Primo album, right? Prime was supposed to be Primo doing a whole EP for Slaughterhouse because the album was shelved and they couldn't get Eminem and them to drop the album, right? Which no one really knows why. Other than if you read between the lines, is to kind of stab at Joe. I'm going to shelve the album. He's retired. He's the rebellious one. He's the more allegedly financially successful one. He'll go off do his own thing, which he did. He's the lowest hanging fruit, right? I am Eminem. Once Joe leave and you guys realize that as long as Joe's around, you're not getting what you want or need at Shady, then I'll be willing to release the album. So like basically they throw Joe this bullshit contract. They don't give him the full contract. They just point out to some bottom lines on some back pages like, yo, you see how much you gonna make? You gonna make $100K. And it's like, nigga, for how long? Nigga, was this a one album joint?
Right.
Because, even if I'm a millionaire, I might come in the booth with my guys. If everybody getting paid and we need this money for $100K each, what we getting on the back end?
Right.
Business
Right.
decisions. Like, this
because
is what.
even though, go ahead, my bad.
This is where the conversation went, right? He said he never heard back from them cats.
Right.
Then.
Yeah, no deal, deal the memo.
Then Royce, right?
Yeah.
Realizes like, oh, y'all trying to do they offer him a 3-part group joint. Like, it's 3 of us.
And of course Royce ain't gonna take that.
He said, I wouldn't have did it if it was us minus Cricket.
Right.
Or us minus
Joel, yeah.
So he was just like, man, I'm not doing that. We're a 4-man group. What's going on? What you talking about? Like, why would you bring any Slaughterhouse business to me?
That ain't all
That's not all
business.
4 of us, right? Now, mind you this, moving on. The Slaughterhouse logo and branding rights is split 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. We can stop y'all whole shit. But not only are you going to use our logo, let's say, okay, we have a logo.
Right.
We own 50-50, right? So now peep this. Say, for whatever reason, you upset with me because you like, nah, man, Spotify want to do this little 5-part series. And I'm like, man, no, F them, man. I don't, we got bad business over there. I don't, whatever reason, right? And you go off and do it, and you like take our logo, which you got half ownership of that shit, so you technically can, right? But then you like exit out, and then you announce to all of our fans, always talking shit is dead, shit is over, it's burning up in flames. Now you've minimized my ability to come in and make T-shirts, hat, apparel. We're that in the culture.
Right.
Right? We're that in the culture where we can make apparel and do little things and get other little avenues and shit like that popped up, right? Now, peep this. They've only had the rights to their shit, the full rights back to their shit. That's what they're fighting for one calendar year. So, in business, when you're talking to 2 cats that's done it independently, done it on the label, and they've came out on top and they're millionaires and they can now call their own shots like Royce and like Joe, a year ain't shit.
Right.
That 4 quarters is already marked up and nothing,
like,
right?
yeah, when
now,
you're so that busy, nigga, a year is gone.
Joe and them are arguing, well, what about the split that we took? Well, because after they seen Royce's Prime shit, they was like, damn, we should have did that. And they was like, you know what? Fuck it. All of us are going to go pick a producer we like that we never really worked with and do an album or do an EP with them. Just to keep our fans hungry, like just to keep some money in our pocket. Now we could take that music and all go on tour together, right? Well, they all do that. That's a whole nother year or so. So then, like, after that, by the time this is all over, they finally getting the business done to own all the masters and the rights. Now we, the 4 of us, own this shit outright. Shady can't tell us what to do. Universal, nobody, right? We on our shit. We gonna go shop ourselves for the best deal, or we can go independent. They hadn't decided yet. Of course, Joel and Crook might be a little bit more anxious to get to something.
Right.
But Joe and them's argument is like, nigga, you don't sign the first deal and the opportunity. That come your way, and you don't promise.
We made that fucking mistake.
And you don't promise to do business with half of us. Right. Like, you can't go make a deal for our podcast, and I ain't nowhere in the room, and then you come to me like, "Oh, nigga, I made this deal, nigga. This how much you gonna get paid though?" Now we move different, nigga. It might be some shit where I be like, "Oh, okay, word, nigga. Good looking. You went and got that. Go get that bag." It's a little different. But when you talk about my likeness, nigga, my writing, things, my music, nigga, like, fam, who gonna own my shit at the end of this deal? And is it worth $100,000? Because it might be a good deal, but I might need $3.5 million.
Yeah.
You don't get to choose that for me. You already negotiated in bad faith, nigga. You don't negotiate on behalf of a group, dolo, and bring it back to the group unless they appoint you to do that. Right. Because now they know that you're speaking on their behalf. Right? Oh, this the best we can get.
And they don't know what else you
nigga, how much you getting? But it ain't even cool for me to ask you that, my G. And we trying to keep it brotherly, but you doing unbrotherly shit. And now you jumped on the bandwagon and went out to the public first. Because if Royce and Joe would have did the album like that and went out first, it would have been the same thing.
Same shit on either side.
Maybe bigger, but the same thing though. The fan base. But like Royce said, fuck my friendship with Marshall. That even got us on the deal. He said they had a bad deal. Slaughterhouse had a bad deal because none of them really had a lot of leverage. And they had to sell it. And people wasn't like, nah, this ain't really going to work, fam. Y'all kind of outdated. And then when it hit and did what it did.
Fucking hit.
They realized, like, man, we shouldn't even sign that deal. We should just did it independent because that's crazy. So then, like, Royce was like, man, I can put in a call, nigga, to Marshall. Eminem does the solid and sends his label and his people, Paul and them and Jimmy Iovine, and they get them off the deal and get them over to Shady. But then it was just like, nigga, Joe realized, like, oh, this the Def Jam shit they was doing to me. This the industry shit. Y'all basically just trying to make us be a writing factory.
Nah, yeah, fuck that.
And it's like, nah, nigga, we're not doing that.
I have 400 song catalog.
And it's another way of putting I'm just going to be a buck, black credible MCs behind Marshall. Like, and that I'm like, bro, you can stand on your own. You don't need that no more. Like, that's your M. You don't have to produce all. It comes off as, and like Joe called him out on it, like it comes off as insecure. You got us in here, we cooking the shit, and then you come in and we leave and come back and our song is different. Whole different beat, nigga. Hold it like, nigga. And because you saved us and you're Marshall, and we're thinking that, you're going to jump on the album a couple times and we're going to go on tour together and you're going to give us at least the D12 push. We think we at least going to get that, and that's all we need, right? They already established individually. So they're like, man, that's all we really need. A couple M records, nigga, and you didn't really get that. It was just like, yeah, M going to jump on this one, and M didn't jump on it. Oh, ooh. And then like Joe was saying, he's like, nigga, I'm starting to come to the studio, nigga, to listen to some shit that we just smoked.
And it's different.
And not only is it different, my verse is gone, nigga. I'm not on the album. I'm not on the record. M did that to nigga like 4 times. Just took him off songs.
Yeah, who the fuck are you, bro? Like, see, that's what I'm talking about.
That's that over, like, and that's what they say Eminem's excuse is that, like, he was so into it that, like, he over, like, massaged it. You know what I mean?
It should be no such thing. Like, bro, you're not a fucking executive record producer. This is not what you do. You are a rapper and a seed grade producer.
At best. I think you being nice.
Right, and I am. I'm just...
A lot of M's beats sound like a kid that just learned how to make a beat.
I can just think of that My Band song. Think about that My... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. A kid that just learned how to make a beat, but on the best possible equipment.
Yeah, that My Band song.
With the best engineer in the studio with him.
That My Band song sounds like a fucking... Like a wind-up fucking music box or something.
Come on, fam.
Like, nigga, what kind of fucking... Where you like... certain people just shouldn't make beats because they don't hear Jimmy. No. You don't hear the sound right. Like, the sounds that you think are sonically good, they're fucking... No. No producer in their right mind is
Some of them
using
Eminem
that,
beats,
bro.
fam, like, I'm not a stand for nobody like that, bro. Like, Jay-Z got songs I don't like.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I'm just like, bro, this song will be way better if this beat didn't make me feel like I was on a fucking circus ride. Nigga had like a circus and a sick clown was about to jump out at me or something. Like, that's cool every once in a while. But when that's like the theme, you know, every producer has that kind of signature sound.
Mm.
His signature sound is kind of circusy, like, and I just don't, I'm cool on that.
Circusy like a motherfucker.
I'm
That shit
straight,
sounds
bro,
like
like-
polka music, nigga. There we go. My band sounds like a polka song, a polka beat, bro.
Yeah, see?
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
What else? Did I have anything else I want to? Oh yeah, that's all I wanted to touch on. The fact that when
you
you
said
come
they
out,
made up though.
when you come out and you shit on it like that
Yeah.
and to do your album,
Right.
it's gonna give you a splash and it's gonna be cool. But like, fam, now what? We look like clowns now. When we decide we do want to do something, if we do decide we want to do something in the future, or how do I tell Slaughterhouse fans, yo, we got this exclusive Slaughterhouse pack where you get this nigga, so it's like 4 or 5 songs unreleased that we ain't ever come out with, a Slaughter hat and a hoodie. Nah, nigga, half of the fans is gonna be like, well, ain't it fuck Slaughter? You coached them into splitting and choosing sides. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, man, Joe and them was saying that, like, they got mad fans hitting them, like, man, y'all got to come back and respond. Like,
That nigga Joe.
because it's
also-
hip-hop and
that's-
we want that.
Joe at the same time, though, never should have said, like, I'm bigger than anything you niggas got going.
But if y'all talking shit, no, wait, I don't know about that.
Even if you are, my nigga, at the end of the day, it's just certain.
He should have never said that shit publicly.
There you go. Because
But you shitting on him publicly, too, though.
Because, nigga, we know you're big. You're bigger than what I got going on.
And you're making them the scapegoat. They kind of made Joe, they tried to kind of like bypass Crook and make Joe the scapegoat. But because of Royce's integrity,
Yeah.
he was like, nah, bro, like, he stood next to his nigga. But like he said over and over, I'm not picking sides.
Right.
I'm in this. Like, nobody's invested more than me in this group. And he was just like, and he said that. Like,
I strained a whole relationship,
friendship.
friendship
What about my friend
over
with my friendship? Like, when y'all go back out and leak that me and Joe wants off the label because we feel like we all agree that the label's shitting on us. But it's like, to me, it looks like who needs more that Eminem shine more.
Yeah, because even when you're talking about him, you're still bringing the controversy to your name associated with it to get a buzz going, regardless.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And if we all in one studio chilling, talking about what we could and couldn't do, if we was on a different label that fucked with us and did good business by us, and then we making the moves to get off of it, I'm willing to stand with my brothers in this group and go against a childhood friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is what's right is right. And then you run back over there because they offer y'all some little bullshit deal to do an album. But the whole time they trying to exclude one of the members because they got a little beef. It's just messy. So I think that's where Joe got caught being emotional, nigga, in public. You know what I'm saying? It was in real time. And he said that later on, like, yo, I just was going through this shit in real time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he, just like you on your phone right now while recording, niggas is on the phone telling, like, bro, you see this shit them niggas saying? And it's in real time. You got the mic in front of you, and you like, man, fuck, nigga. I'm turning down $100-something million deals and shit, nigga, and you niggas over here talking about $100,000.
Right.
Like, make it make sense, and it's not even all about the money, but nigga, it's good. Joe's not signing an unfair deal.
Joe,
That's his brand.
and
now.
Joe really don't want to sign a deal. Like, nigga, he's got like.
But it makes sense if you doing some like Nipsey, Hove, Ross type.
But
shit.
they don't even need. But
they're in that position
But-
where they can do that for themselves.
right. They don't
I just
need.
mean go get a good deal.
They don't need
That's
a.
all
They
I'm
don't
saying.
even need a deal though.
Oh, I ain't
You
say they
could
needed
do.
one.
You could do Slaughterhouse Records, whatever it's gonna be called, nigga. And you're the fucking machine, bro. You niggas could push 1 million units, nigga, of physical copies if you needed to, and that's not even the game anymore. But if that was the game, nigga, you don't need no major machine behind you being Slaughterhouse. You guys have been gone long enough that pretty much anything that you put out is gonna do something. Cause even I guarantee this rise and fall of Slaughterhouse is doing something, nigga. It's doing decent numbers.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is.
And that ain't everybody. So you mean everybody? You mean Joe Budden's crowd that's wanted him to release albums for however many years now. Royce, who he released the album last year,
steady.
so Royce is steady. Joel's been steady. Crook isn't steady because Crook is just either waiting for Joel and him to do something or all of Slaughterhouse to do something. He did King Crooked, which was a good album. I ain't going to take that from him. I think that was like 2019, 2020. That was a great album.
Yeah. That was his solo.
Yeah, that was a great fucking album.
Well, not even solo, but you know what I mean.
Right. It was just like Joel had his solo. The thing I liked about Crooked solo better, he said nothing about Slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Every Joel solo since Slaughterhouse speaks on Slaughterhouse or Shady or Eminem. It's like, cool. We know now. We already know what your business deal was like. Nigga, it was bad. Move on. Because now what you going to do? Because I don't want a Slaughterhouse album that's nothing but fucking dissing Eminem and Shady Records and talking about the bad business. You've talked about that. You've taken that shit off the table now.
Right.
You've talked about it so much without everybody being there to talk about it. Did we lose a comment? It says we got two. We got a comment. Hold on, let me refresh this shit. Yeah, it's tripping.
Oh well.
But yeah, it's like now you guys also put yourself in the box that this shit has to be. God, it's got to be undeniable, bruh.
Right.
You guys you can't fumble the ball a little bit on this album. Because then niggas going to be like, this is what we waited for.
Right.
It's like when we saw Jordan come back the last time. Like, this is what the hype was about.
Yeah.
This.
Because, you know, the whole time he was gone, niggas, Jordan was in the league. He'd be averaging 40 right now.
Exactly. But this is who he is now?
Well, back you down, turn around jumper.
Right. Like.
If it's off, nigga, he going for 15. Yeah, man. Shout out to Slaughterhouse. I was listening to the pod earlier, the Joe Budden podcast, and he said that he bumped into Crooked and Joel at an event. They had words, and everything seemed to be everything. So, not saying that they're jumping in the studio about to release an album, but they're easily at least cordial, and you know that they got to talk about. Well, he said they talked for a couple hours, so they ended on daps. So, to the fans out there, man, they're still
that's very much a step. That's a great step one, though.
Great step, huge step.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
huge step one.
Because everybody's been there where you're like, nigga, me and you've had arguments for the next time we see each other. We're like, that shit the other day was dumb.
What's up,
was
man?
the stupidest shit ever.
We ain't got time for that.
Like, but they gotta do it. It's like, it's time to be like, stop making excuses. Stop saying Joe don't want to do it. He don't want to do it. He don't want to, nigga. Fuck all that.
Because if Joe is complaining about the contract, he want to do it.
Exactly. Don't go look for a deal. Stop shopping for a label deal. Niggas has got better deals off independent shit than most labels right now, bro. Them niggas all just want an advance. They all want money up front. They want a guaranteed contract. Why?
A little money to play with.
Like, nah, that ain't what it is no more. All you niggas have released solo albums. And you know what? You might need to approach Joe like, Joe, we might need you to be the machine, nigga. And you might have to give Joe the bigger cut, but that's fine. But then you get to keep that shit all in-house. Nobody gets to tell you what to do at all. And Joe ain't gonna dick y'all, pause. Because that's your mans. So the business gonna be right. Just make him the money, my nigga.
Sure business is right.
Right, so but make him the machine. Make him the investor. Make him the millions of dollars behind y'all. Ask him, be like, all right, Joe, what if you structured the advance for us? Cut us a check, woo, 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 boom, boom, boom. This is your cut off the albums. You get the bigger piece, the bigger cake chunk, because we got this comfort money from you to play with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's easy to do. Joe has the budget for it.
They're all millionaires to 100,000aires.
That's what I'm saying. They don't even need it either.
They could literally just be like, Joe, book the studio time. Or they can all put in something on the studio time. You know, I think sometimes it's easy for us to count another nigga's money. You know, and I get it because what you're saying makes logical sense. But
No, I'm just saying if Joe, let's say Joe's money isn't, because businessman money in his position is all tied up. He might literally have 5-6 liquid, but he's got 60 over here in this investment, 20 over here in this investment, 1.5 this investment. You know what I'm saying? But let's say Joe's got liquid. Let's say okay. Let's not go off. I'm not gonna pocket watch. Let's say not his network. Let's go. It's not his network. Let's say network. Yeah. Let's say Joe has 25 million liquid off his deals. That's easy. That's not far fetched.
no,
Just off the couple of deals he signed in the last like 2 years. 25 mil, right? Liquid cash. You take 10 million of that, right?
right.
And you start Slaughterhouse, the record label, whatever it's gonna be.
Okay.
You cut.
Total slaughter.
Yep.
Records.
You cut the other 3 niggas a check because it's your money. You ain't gonna cut yourself a check out of your money.
Shit.
I mean, you probably would, but for tax reasons, you probably won't. You know what I'm saying? So say, you cut them all a check for $1 million apiece, right?
Right.
Boom, that's $7 million still to Total Slaughter. Still has $7 million right there. You've given all 3 of your mans a good signing bonus. Now another $1 million into album recording, production, all that shit, plus publishing, plus the promotion. You take about $1 million. Still $6 million.
Promotion light, nigga. You got a podcast that do 3 to 5 mil.
Right, he don't even need to pay for promotion, nigga. As soon as he say, nigga, Slaughterhouse album being recorded right now, every nigga's ears is going up,
Not
nigga.
to mention all the YouTube people that just repost this pod on YouTube.
Say he wants to recoup money back. You make the first Slaughterhouse EP an NFT.
See, it's funny you say that because I was thinking like, damn, if they can ever get their hands on that other album.
The Glass House
they
album,
got an
they
NFT
said
back.
that shit sounds horrible, though.
Oh, hell.
Because they says a lot of too much Eminem over mixing and shit and taking niggas off and all that shit. I don't think we want to hear that album. Or we want to hear the album before Eminem touched anything.
I mean, I don't understand why the nigga didn't just get them nigga book their studio time. Y'all need me
Because he wanted to be about himself.
Y'all
You
need
said
me
it.
in
He
here?
has to ingratiate
He tried
himself
to go
with
Puff Daddy,
niggas, bro.
Like, you not Puffy, though.
I don't even think it's that. He needs to be around niggas.
Right.
Just
and
like
you
you
know what?
said.
That's when he really did start coming back out with music, too.
Yep. Nigga was in
been
the studio
coming- been
all the
running ever
time.
since, right?
Right.
Yeah, M got some explaining to do. He ain't gonna ever do it, but that's why I'm kind of here for that little rap battle shit. Cause I'm like, bro, you ain't. I mean, shit. If Hov and Nas had to battle it out, nigga, you ain't above this shit. The game want an issue, nigga. You gotta see that issue. That's the culture.
Yeah,
Especially if
he
you
now.
calling-
I really
especially
hope
if
he
you-
talks about all this
Especially if
shit,
you
bro.
calling yourself a rap god. If you a rap god, rap.
Rappity rap, nigga.
And I ain't doing that all. And you on the clock, nigga. Once that nigga game drop that shit, you on the clock. We ain't doing that all, nigga. Next year when you decide to come out with an album, you're gonna mention, well, good enough, game. Like do some shit like that. Like, nah, we not settling for that. Game bigger than that. Game bigger than that. You gonna have to respond to game, or else he won. Fuck out of here. You have to rearrange some order around this motherfucker. And I like it because it makes Eminem rap. And I like Eminem that raps. You know what I'm saying? It'll make Eminem go fuck with some real producers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What if Eminem went and sat down with Hit Boy or Kanye? Nigga, how does Eminem not have a Kanye record? Does
Because George Bush don't like black people.
he? Damn.
I really think it might be on some like FBA shit with Kanye, bro. Because how many white features does Kanye have?
He got some. He got old boy from Adam Levine.
Okay, white rappers. Let's just say that then. Who aren't culture appropriators.
I mean, there's that song with Eminem and him on it, but it's a Drake song.
Where I bet they weren't in the same room together.
No, they definitely wasn't.
That's the difference. That's what the difference between a true feature is to me, and then somebody just being showcased on the song.
We're on the same record.
Yeah.
Nigga, they didn't change that up.
Like, feature is, nigga, us formulating a song together. Nigga, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's a real feature to me. You know what I'm saying? We were in the studio together. We concept together, picked the beat together, nigga. And we went through, you know what I'm saying? Scissors. Are they in that basket? If they not, somebody got me.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm excited for it. We need shit like this in the culture every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's not gonna get violent. You know what I'm saying? Just some good old rap. When last time we had a good ass rap beef? Or rap battle, not even beef. With no beef attached to it. And Game was clear about that. Mm-hmm. Your fans done wrote you a check your ass can't cash. That's how you feel about it.
Right?
That's how you feel about it. And now,
them stands is crazy, bro.
And now we
like,
gotta see, because they be believing the hype in the media.
Right.
Which is okay. But now, you guys to come rap. What if Hov or Nas was like, nah?
Right.
What? Ain't nobody above it. Ain't nobody above it in this culture. We start battling so niggas didn't shoot each other.
Mm-hmm. That was from breakdancing to any dance battle to fucking everything, bro. Like,
M got to rap. And I'm here for it because I want to hear M rap in this kind of pressure.
So before I forget, I'm going to send a shout out to somebody watching right now because they be fucking with us. We're going to shout out the Adulting the Millennial Way podcast because she's in the building with us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So shout out.
Much love. Go check her out. Streaming platforms?
I believe. Let me double check so we can.
Where they can find her at?
For sure. Man, this old punk ass phone, bro. Trying to see where she posted.
Well, we'll shout it out when you find it.
Right.
All right. The Supreme Court.
So Anchor.fm is where it's at. My bad.
No, that's good.
So Anchor, I guess, is a platform.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So head over to there. Adulting the Millennial Way.
Adulting the Millennial Way. We got to get her on, man. Got to come over here and talk your shit with us one time. Vice versa. Appreciate the love.
Oh, all platforms. Sorry,
all
she did just.
There we go.
She's on all streaming platforms.
There we go. But check it out though. I guess I'll call her Justice Jackson. That would be the
Justice Jackson.
Yeah.
That's the new Supreme Court justice that was just appointed.
Well, yeah, she's been appointed, but she hasn't been confirmed. I don't think 100%. She's going through the confirmation hearing right now. I'll be quick about this. I just noticed while watching a little rundown on it, they're making a comparison of the last time a black person sat in that seat for confirmation for that position. And that was none other than the great Thurgood Marshall. And how do I say it, man? Like, all of his questioning was about crime, as if because he's, a black justice,
I can't
he obviously
stand that shit, bro. Like,
he's an expert in crime.
Definitely didn't do it to the new white bitch.
Well,
the one who was trying to get rid of Roe versus Wade, because that's really a fucking thing we got to worry about. Well, y'all got to worry about that. I mean, I'm being an asshole, but we really got to worry about shit like that because you're gonna take away one of the fucking greatest laws ever written by fucking Miss Ginsburg.
Yeah, she's one of them.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's
trying to fuck
Hey,
this,
it's
rewrite
something.
this whole
It's something
narrative,
that people have to pay attention to in general, right? But back to what I was saying, like they, of course they go through your litigation history, and your oversight as a judge. And one of the things that she did that they're trying to like pin down on is with child pornography offenders, because of the influx of the internet and the fact that they can literally have technically in their possession millions and thousands of images, depending on what black site they're on. She negated to give them full max penalty the way the guidelines were based, because it basically would be like, it's the difference between you getting 15, 20 years to like 70, 80 years.
right?
Because they're going off each article is considered a separate piece of, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like having like drugs bagged up versus, versus just finding they're finding a pile of drugs. Like they're gonna weigh it out, but when you have it bagged up, you get the intent to sell, you get all these trumped up charges on it. And she took the discretion as a judge to be like, "Oh, your asses is going to jail. You're gonna go to jail for a significant
long
time.
ass time. Man.
However, you're gonna get out. Right now, society can decide if they feel like people should get out after committing such a heinous crime against children. Whether that's creating the child pornography or participating in it, right? Or simply, patronizing it. That was one thing. She answered the question as thorough as possible. I guess she just explained why and explained the differences in the years. She said, in our society, I don't think that people have come to the place where they believe you deserve to go do life in prison without the possibility of parole, like for having a magazine online, because it's not physical magazines no more. It used to be that they caught these people through like mailing rings.
That's the loophole, is because it's not a physical.
Well, is it a loophole? Nigga, they got 10, 20, 30 years, some of these people. Like, they got time.
But they didn't.
They just didn't get, like,
as long as she wanted to get
118 years, because based on the statute. See, they do that with black people all the time. Mm-hmm. Based on old statutes, when things change, they don't really, like, evolve with common sense with us. They're like, oh, letter of the law says you got to do this. Mandatory minimums. Got to do this, right? But there's a difference between somebody that is a known drug offender and somebody that literally you could tell was at a college party and is an active college student that got caught with a party's amount. But that the line between a partier's amount and a user's and dealer's amount is so minuscule when you're dealing with things that affect a certain culture that, oh, mandatory minimums, we got to put him in prison. He has to do 5 to 15. I know he's an A student. I know he's never been in trouble. I know that we don't all the way know that it was his, but the officer says that nigga, when he tackled him, it was by him. So you got caught with the possession, mandatory minimum. And I think she was saying that I'm not doing that in these cases. Motherfuckers is going to jail for possessing child pornography on their computers and laptops and things like that. Don't worry about that. But I'm going to use discretion in each case. If you're a fucking 22-year-old man, that your story is that, you was on the little porn site whacking off, shit went left, you looked up, nigga, and it was some kiddie shit, nigga, you got gross, you was like, oh, shit, nigga, switched over to some other shit, finished your job, and then they came and kicked in your door because they was doing a child
sweep
porn.
of the area.
It's a difference, nigga. It's like that motherfucker probably shouldn't have to go to jail for 50 years, fam. I'm sorry.
Right.
Not to mention, I'm not justifying.
Yeah, if you go through his history and see one child pornography
she was using
video,
that.
Okay.
Like, nah, bro, all this shit ain't the same. All these niggas ain't the same.
Right.
Some of you motherfuckers are doctors
got caught
and
in some bullshit.
and cops and shit and actively, like, a part of this ring. Some of y'all didn't even know what the fuck y'all was clicking on.
Right.
And then some of y'all, nigga, was curious, not criminally, not like, just like, oh, I want this. I think this is like a child. And you clicked on it and I realized, hey, bro, yeah, this shit is nasty. And then you clicked off. Some people are like that. You should be able to distinguish the difference in offense, right? Now, me personally, you're naturally gonna think, child pornography, throw them all away. But it's the same thing with like being a registered sex offender. When I ran a group home with multiple young children that were registered sex offenders, when you would read their case, very rarely did it have anything to do with sex or anything sexual. You know, I mean, there's kids that pissed where children loiter or in a public place, and
yeah, you
know,
pissed in
like,
the park.
It's kids that were making out with their girlfriend, and the parents called because I don't know, he's at the park with that boy, and the cops came and grabbed him up, and he was a little disrespectful, so they went and took him down and registered. Like, you were doing you're in a lewd act, where kids look. It's all kind of fucked up shit. So like every registered sex offender isn't the same. There's people that's married to their so-called victim. Look that up. How many men are registered sex offenders because of the age gap that was between them and their now wives that they've been married to, have grandchildren with? That's another thing that they probably should like look into, like differentiating more. Like, hey, maybe we get another word for these type of people versus these type of people. Because if I'm a senior in high school, and I used to always tell people this, man, like, you don't think it's weird to date a freshman? And some people will be like, nah.
Fuck yeah.
But this is the thing, though. I had a mom that was a social worker.
That's mad.
And I think I used to like, those conversations and those type of things will be in the household. So I realized a senior in high school that takes a college scholarship, you go play ball at a college. Your girlfriend was a freshman when you was a senior. Bro, it's illegal for y'all to be engaged with each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And if her parents
decided to crucify like, your ass, is over with. Statutory rape, nigga.
So you got dudes that's in that situation that
right now
thought it was cute, that the cute little girl had the freshman, had the senior varsity guy, and they were homecoming and all that.
Right.
Everybody supported. That nigga went off to college and got some side ass, broke her little heart. Her
parents
was pissed, nigga. And that
nigga's a whole sex offender
that
now, bro.
That happens too, fam.
Yeah.
So this whole shit get tricky.
That nigga's a whole sex offender now.
So when I first seen the headlines, I was like, oh man, she bugging.
Right.
Come on, Miss Jackson. I know you ain't out here going soft on. The Republicans gonna go in. Oh, she's soft on pedophiles. Like, you know what I mean? But that wasn't really the case once I looked into it a little bit more. They basically was trying to frame her as soft on criminals, which is something that they do to black people in law enforcement. If you look into it, a lot of black people in law enforcement. Our vice president has dealt with it throughout her career while running for office. Several offices. And yo. I ain't peeped that. I always thought it was that way. But I guess it's just because I'm sitting right here. But anyways, like, it's a tactic that they use. A scare tactic to rile up the base that's not so inclusive. I'll say that. And then they blatantly just kind of like hit her with the critical race theory joint. Like, what do you think about the critical race theory? Like, it was real political. And one of the things
like, bitch, what do you feel about political race theory?
That I thought was kind of dope is she flipped it real calm, cool, and collected, and was like, yo, I'm not here to answer any political things. I'm not a politician. Like, I'm a gatekeeper of the law. Like, I'm not. I don't. It's not my job to have an opinion publicly on the critical race theory.
Right.
Crickets, nigga. The niggas Ted Cruz got up mad, nigga, and walked out. Or him or Lindsey Graham. I can't remember that. Nowadays they all run together.
I can't stand Ted Cruz, bitch ass. I don't see how many motherfuckers still support him after that whole Texas shit.
I can't stand any of them.
Like, how do you still support this dude after this nigga just left y'all Texans high and dry and shit like that? That nigga went straight to Mexico where it was nice and toasty.
After making a career talking shit about Mexicans.
Nice and toasty in Mexico for that boy.
Right to Mexico. But yeah, man, keep an eye on that. We'll see how it works out. I don't know this woman. I can't say I'm a fan of hers. I'm not some Democratic groupie that, Biden picked her and she's black. We love her. We'll see, man.
Right, it's like the rest of the shit. We will see.
She definitely showed well to me when they were hounding her. She didn't get all flustered. See, you could be intelligent, and when they attack you, in politics, I don't need people representing me that are easily, like, that crumble under attack, even if you're right. I need some people that's what I like about AOC. Like, you can't just attack her. Mm-hmm. She can hold her own. Like, she gonna let you get your shit off, and then she gonna come right back at you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And not be all flustered and stumbling over her words and getting on. Like, nah, fuck all that, man. Because when you fight the good fight, man, and you fight for people, you can't be a punk. Because the evils in this world, man, the negative people and negative elements in this world, ain't nothing punk about them. Go look at all them Republican senators. They don't be moving like punks. They punks in real life, but they don't move like punks. They be making boss gangster moves. Soon as that boy Bush got the motherfucking White House, soon as Trump got the White House, they just start acting gangster. Like, fuck it. Do what I want. I'm the president. Hey, man, if you supposedly represent the people, man, we need to see a little bit more of that.
Right.
My only critique about Joe Biden, I don't get caught up in the ancillary things. I'm not really easily moved by propaganda. You're not gonna blame things on Joe Biden that's not his fault, no more than you could blame shit on Donald Trump that wasn't his fault to me. And I don't really care too much about either one of them, but I do understand the difference between the two of them.
Right.
Both parties have made their bones using black people, and now Latinos, and now the gay and homosexual community as political building blocks, right? Knowing that, though, fam, it's normal. Certain presidents, and it's a playbook out of the Republican Party, you got to give them their credit. When cats on the Democratic side become the top dog, when they win the White House, when they win the Senate, the rules change. Like, they'll attack them mercilessly. There is no such thing as ethics and no gentleman-like leisurely behaviors, or, handshake culture is over. And they don't give a damn if they've been friends and colleagues for 30 years. Like Senator Joe Manchin, they'll just attack. And I know he's technically a Democrat, but he don't really move like one. It's just one of those things, man, that you really have to, like, it's so bad and one-sided that sometimes I think the Democrats are in on it. Like, hey,
right? That's real shit, bro.
We gonna act like we care about them motherfuckers.
I feel like
act like we the ones that's fighting.
I'm definitely getting to the point, like, they're all Republicans.
But when we get in that room, though,
right? You know what it is.
Don't trip. We ain't gonna fight that hard for y'all.
I feel like they all Republicans.
It's always one or two Democrats holding up the shit that can catastrophically change a few billion people's lives. It's always one multi-millionaire white male senator that's just like, nah, I know I'm a Democrat and we all go for this and fight for this and this. And now that we have the power to do it, I'm feeling Republican. Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like when they made the flip,
all of them didn't flip.
I don't feel like nobody flipped. I just feel like they made us feel like they all and everybody went to one side and everybody's a fucking Republican.
But this is where it gets tricky, because you get your AOCs and your Hakeem Jeffries and
but they're not
people like
they're
that.
not presidents and shit yet.
But they're of a younger class. See,
right.
Barack became president, but I think he became president unexpectedly.
Right.
And then he had to feel the weight of the establishment class.
Because you see,
he couldn't. They was fighting everything he tried to get done.
You know what's crazy?
They were fighting it, Democrats and Republicans.
You see how fucked up the whole shit is, because Michelle Obama knows, with damn near without a shadow of a doubt, that if she ran for president, she'd probably win. She has no interest at all. None.
You know why?
And I'm just saying, and that's like because her husband slipped in accidentally. So it's like, they were two people that wanted to make change. The rest of these motherfuckers could give a fuck less. So they were getting fought tooth and nail on everything. And she's like, man, fuck that. Okay, man, motherfuckers ain't making.
This is the thing, fam. Look, listen.
Government, bro.
Just because you could become the president, don't fucking mean you should run to be the president. So when Oprah and people like that hear that about themselves, they literally like have the self-respect
to know
and the respect of the presidency to be like, oh, I'm flattered, but I run a fucking entertainment company.
Right.
God damn it.
You see what the last motherfucker.
The Rock. Oh, I'm flattered, but I act tough and noble in front of a camera. Like, I don't know if I want to send The Rock in there to negotiate with Putin. The fuck is The Rock gonna do sitting next to Putin? Nigga, what are we doing? I don't know what his foreign policies would be like. Now, I'm not saying that he could do any less damage than a lot of other people, because a lot of other people didn't have those skill sets and became the president. I just think The Rock is like, nigga, I'm flattered. I'll play the president in the movie if you guys want to see it that much, but I'm not trying to be the real fucking president.
The Rock as president would be kind of crazy.
If The Rock can be the president, why not LeBron?
Right, that's real.
Where do we end it? Fam? We love our celebrities in our country. Really I get it. We love our celebrities in our country.
Nah, you're right.
But where the fuck do we end it? Why Hov can't be the president then? Nigga, he flip every business. Everything they said about Donald Trump, you can say about Hov.
For real. With
the exception of all the rapey nigga racist bullshit. But I'm talking about, oh, he's a great businessman. He did it. Nigga, Hov's a self-made billionaire off business. So think about that. Why wouldn't Russell Simmons, fuck it, be the president? Oh, well, maybe not maybe a bad time to say Russ, but shit. I mean,
is it too soon, bro?
Yeah, too soon. Like,
too soon.
But think about it. Like, fuck it, Elon must be the president then. And work for free for 4 years. Because we ain't paying you shit. I'll be damned if it. See, that's another thing, bro. If you have a certain amount of wealth, you shouldn't be able to get that taxpayer stipend, nigga, for the salary of being the president.
Right.
We need our little $400,000. We need that.
Since you're giving fucking $14 billion to other niggas, to other countries. I don't want to start talking about that. Niggas could have eradicated hunger and homelessness that day with that same check that they sent to Ukraine here.
They could have paid the descendants of the slaves that built this country for free and inhabited it before anybody got here. It's a lot of shit they could have did with that money. Hey, they could have gave that money to some struggling white families. Shit. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Americans, though.
Right. Like, where's, like...
Nah, I got on this mic and talk shit about the white families that got the money. Don't get me wrong.
Americans get
but
no
at least
fucking...
they'd have been American.
Right. Americans get no fucking help, bro.
Bro, they always want to hit, like you said, that bootstrap shit. Like,
every American should pull themselves up out of bootstraps.
Oh, because you can be rich in America.
Right.
You don't need no help. You don't deserve no help because you can be rich. Well, nigga, it don't matter if you got us steeped in generational fucking disparities of all type of catastrophic order. Like, shit. What good is it to be the richest nation in the world and have so many poor people?
Right. Have so many incarcerated. You have so much medical debt. You have so many still, like, it don't make no fucking sense, bro. We have so much medical debt. We're one of the only countries that require you to have medical insurance to cover your health, to cover you staying alive.
Unless you're a fucking European refugee.
Or you're here illegal, period. Illegal aliens don't pay for health.
Unless you're here illegally or you're a fucking so-called refugee.
Yep.
Right?
Where's my 4 years, 3
all
years
I know
of
is
tax
my
free
people
for
never had
my
a place for refuge
being brought over here.
It must be nice to have some place to run and go to refuge.
What the fuck is refuge?
Because they treat you wrong.
What's refuge?
Where you live at.
I want to know.
Thank God I'm from a clan of people that we fight. We don't flee. So I thank God for that. But at the same time, man, this shit's got to stop. Because motherfuckers be coming over here arrogant with it, too. And I be like, man, you lucky a lot of the average American don't know that you motherfuckers be getting 3 years free taxes.
Right, because that shit.
Because that'll run some niggas up there. Boy, that'd be pitchful. You think that January 6th shit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It'd be a whole insurrection.
That shit look like a multi-cultural festivity. Nigga, the whole country be out that shit. And that's probably what's going to have to happen, bro. Like, how many people are in Congress and how many people are in the U.S. Senate? And then how many people is in a presidential cabinet?
Right.
Those are the motherfuckers that's running the country, fam. Like, you feel me? It comes to a point where it's just like, bro, why we letting them decide so much? That's where I get in my Republican bag. When I be like, yeah, small government, right? But rich Republicans be like, small government, give me massive tax cuts and do for the rich. I'm on some like small government, nigga, but you don't need to be doing shit for us but protecting us and paying us. What the fuck is the government for? Nigga, they should be protecting you and paying you.
And we ones to protect it. And
you think it's
it.
a coincidence like all of our elected officials are multimillionaires? That don't represent America. All of them. There's not one person in Congress, bro, that's not a multimillionaire. That don't strike you as odd? Like, to me, that's just odd. Bro, unless it's the fucking NBA or Major League Baseball or the Grammys, you don't expect to see a room full of motherfuckers that's multimillionaires. They don't be. Where else can you go and see that? Where else can you go and see this? Oh, yeah, that's 115 millionaires sitting right there.
Right.
Nigga, you don't got privy to see what the fuck. Anytime 100 millionaires get together, nigga, like that, your ass ain't around.
No.
You not invited here, nigga. This is for us.
Right.
You can't afford shit over here. Nigga, you're gonna be asking anything you asking for is a handout to them.
A plate.
You need an investor, nigga. This ain't
the $4,000
this ain't the investor.
Dinners
This ain't let
shit.
me find an investor meeting, nigga. This is we talking some big boy shit on how to control you motherfuckers. And that's what it comes down to. Everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about what you do. We have all these indoctrinating tools in our lives to keep us docile about these things. It's motherfuckers hearing my voice that'll say that we're immature. We need to grow up and get focused and stop making excuses. Like, you know, it's not excuse making. It's common sense. You know, it's common sense, bro. How in the hell? Like, who decides this shit? I didn't decide to donate money. I gotta pay taxes this year. Well, nigga, use some of that money, man, that y'all throwing over there to Ukraine. Nigga, you don't need mines. The fuck I look like?
I see where that shit's going.
Money.
It ain't going to me.
Right, bro.
That shit went to Ukraine. What the fuck kind of shit is that? It went to the fucking Ukraine.
Bro.
But our health system is fucked up.
Not to mention black school districts, bro, on average can't afford fucking school books. And
nationally ranked school-wise, we're one of the worst countries.
Yeah, fuck it. Take black out of it. Y'all not doing enough for the people.
Like, come on. Like,
you're
people. Not doing shit for America, bro.
But the thing is, fam.
Fuck the color. It just... The 99% of us Americans, you don't give a fuck about unless it's election time or January when we paying taxes.
You know what America needs to change the most? This is going to sound fucked up. Bear with me. You shouldn't. You know how they got parameters to be the president?
Yeah. Right. Age limits.
You shouldn't be able to be an elected official in America unless you're at least 3 generations in. And that's being generous. I don't even want to tell you the number I thought of originally, nigga, but unless you're at least, you got to prove 3-generation lineage here before you can get on a fucking high horse and speak for the American people.
Right.
So when you start looking at some of the motherfuckers they got representing the Latino class and the African-American, so-called African-American community, whichever that is, whatever community that is, but black people, right? Mm-hmm. And then you start looking at them like, oh, what's up with the black caucus? Why they not doing nothing about this, and this? It's not even cynical when you start looking and being like, well, damn, only like 4 of them are like black Americans. If you're in a war for equality and inclusion, mm-hmm. you don't obtain that by having people that's not from that war or from that experience come in and speak for you.
Right.
That's why our reparations bill got all fucked up. Because you had African descendants getting there and like, oh, what about Africans that come here? Like, Africans. No, I'm just saying, hold on. Like, listen to me. No, but listen to me, though.
That shit makes me want to fight.
Let me land my plane. Let me land my plane so niggas can hear me. Like, but they'll say that, and so what happens is, what they're saying is absolutely right. But it's out of place in terms of speaking to the native, indigenous black folks that's over here that was put in slavery.
That's that
it's
same.
It's a total different argument. And I, for one, support reparations for all those people, all people of all those atrocities. Slavery was a horrible thing. We all practice that and we all speak that. But what are we gonna do about it? When the African continent got on board and started asking for reparations, our Jamaican brothers and sisters, just recently, I was gonna bring that up. They just started asking for reparations, but to the proper governments. They're not asking for reparations from America. America didn't enslave them.
Okay.
They're getting at France. They're getting at Spain.
Africa and
Jamaica's getting at Britain.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Africa's getting at Spain and you know.
Okay. Because the way you were kind of framing it was like they should get a cut of our reparations.
No, that was the beginning thing. This is what happens. This is what happens when you make up a term called African Americans, right?
Right.
To displace the native people, but whatever. You make up the term African Americans. I'm black. My parents moved here from Africa. I went to school here and graduated from college here. I ran for an elective office. Black people here voted for me because I'm going to be the first black senator from this state. But I'm really Nigerian. So when I get in there, I'm really more versed in speaking about international issues and immigration issues.
Right.
But because I'm so-called African American as well, when it comes up to time to fight for these black people here that were enslaved, had all their land stolen and their languages stripped from them on this continent, where's my footing in really fighting for them? Mm-hmm. I might concede more for them than I would for an immigration bill,
right?
That personally affected me and the people that I know and love dear. Of course, I'm going to fight for immigration because that allows other people that look like me to come over here and do things. But hey, man, when you got schools that are hit with quotas because they've been historically racist towards us, and they say, hey, man, at least 10% of your student body has to be of this race, so you can get these federal funds, and I just import people that look like them but are from different places. Right. You can then turn around and be like, oh, they come here and they take advantage of the opportunities, but it's like, well, the opportunity has been taken. Right? Oh, nigga, I got it. Oh, man, let me get my shit off. I'm just saying.
Dialect.
So what happens is that's the thing. Like, you're not anti-immigration or racist when you speak about those issues, right?
Cool, because I used to feel like, because there are some like immigration things that do rub me the wrong way. Some of the shit they get
single-handedly affects your community and not others.
Right, and I always like felt bad. Like, am I allowed to feel like that? Like, being a black man, like, should I be like, because there needs to be some type of immigration reform. I do agree with that. But
it needs to be
that crazy shit of locking motherfuckers up in cages, I don't agree with that.
But think about this though. Do you see what the settlement proposal is for those people?
God, they're already getting money?
That's all I'm saying,
Get the fuck out.
But every time a black man starts talking about reparations, I got all my white friends and even some of my black friends talking to me like I'm just some kind of bum nigga that's like, that don't work, that don't do nothing. I'm just looking for a fucking handout.
That was less than 10 years ago. It was less than what? 8 years ago.
It was less than fucking 2-3 years ago. What are you talking about?
That was in them
cages?
The
Trump administration that did that.
That's what I mean. So
Joe Biden ain't been president 2 full years.
Okay, so we're talking maybe 5 years ago, right?
No.
Listen to me. No, hear me out. You're right.
No, towards the end. Let me tell you, when Kamala got sworn in, her first job as vice president was to go to the border and help try to figure out what was going on with those kids and the separation of families, and then they blamed it on her. That's recent as fuck. Bro, they didn't have a march. Nobody died for that shit or nothing. Nigga just, we did y'all wrong. That's foul. You know, I'm sure the Latin community was upset out here. You know, that's fucked up. Oh, that's bad. And Joe Biden was like, okay, well, we got to do right by them. Nigga, but Joe Biden, you got to understand, Hispanics didn't make you the president. Black people did.
When are they going to do right by us, bro?
But it's always like if we do right by them, racist white people might get mad. And I'm like, nigga, don't feel like you don't have to give me reparations for my ancestries to protect me from some racist white people that'll be mad. I'll say this on faith, nigga, I will knock your fucking noodles out.
For real.
The fuck wrong with you, nigga? It ain't that day, nigga. Like,
no.
Boys, stop it. Ain't nobody worried about that.
So 3 years, we'll say, and you're already talking about cashing out them because of being put in cages and separated from their family when we went through the same fucking thing.
No. Don't say that. we went through something far worse that can't even be compared. Nigga, at the end of the day.
No, hold on. You didn't let me land.
At the end of the day, my bad. I don't mean to cut you off. They illegally came here.
I get
Let's
that.
not lose sight of that.
Right,
too.
but what I'm saying is we were caged. We were separated from family. But you got to add all types of more shit to on top of that.
Yeah, that's what
you
I was
only
saying.
went through like 2 bare minimum
that's why it's
things
not the same,
of
fam.
us. Like, nigga, you went. I didn't mean the same.
Because they not in
exactly,
cages
nigga.
right now.
You went through.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, and you got let out your cages within.
Niggas is paid. They getting settlements from our taxpayers' money. The money that they trying to get me for, like, yo, you owe this.
The money that I just had to.
That shit is going out over there. Man, I'm done with this shit, bro. And the reason why I'm mainly done with the shit is because I always told y'all that shit. I be like, bro, you know what I don't be seeing?
Fuck you.
I don't be seeing young black kids with jobs, nigga, in so-called minority businesses.
Right.
But, nigga, I know personally, nigga, like, I know black businesses that hire everybody.
You know the only place.
Fuck out of here.
Mario's is the only place I see the minorities in the fucking
because Mario's took over a black business.
Right.
Mario is Hispanic. It's not a black business. But nigga, how's a Hispanic nigga gonna make fried catfish and greens? Nigga, like, so yeah,
Red
they got black
snapper
people.
and
They
all
got
that.
black people working there, and because
Right.
historically the community, you know, that was a black. They go there, nigga, and that's the spot. So that's why that is. But that's why I'm like, that shit don't even count. But that's a good example. But that's what it is.
Right.
Nobody can bring me an example. So don't come at me like I'm racist. I'm speaking facts. I eat Latin food. You know what I'm saying? So I know. I be in Chinatown, nigga, getting Oriental food. So I know what I'm talking about. But I've also been to motherfucking Lolo's Chicken and Waffles and seen an Oriental girl working at the front. And then, nigga, when my chicken wasn't done right, a Hispanic man came and brung me my fresh plate of chicken. So I know that they holding up their part, nigga, in the coalition.
Nigga, we always do.
So what I'm saying,
we're the ones that always do our
when
job.
When you have these conversations, like you're not degrading or being like that towards anybody. Shit, fuck that. It is what it is. There's a Latin person on the Supreme Court because the first black president appointed her. He didn't just go like, oh, I'm black, nigga, let me go appoint a black person.
Right.
He ain't do that.
He appointed somebody he thought was best for the job. Didn't give a fuck.
And somebody that will represent a mass group of people that don't have no representation.
Right.
You know how many Hispanic men go to jail for bullshit? They don't have no Hispanic person on the highest court representing them. They don't, you know what I'm saying? There were no descendants of non-white immigrants on the court to represent immigration and the thought process of immigration. So she needed to be on the court. And if you're talking about a democracy and fairness and inclusion,
right.
Yeah, man, hey, it's not about appointing a black person. There is a black person on there, whether we like him or not.
Yeah.
Whether he's a traditional black person or not, whether he's Uncle Tom or not, there is a black person on the Supreme Court and has been. There has been historically, when you go back to Thurgood Marshall, black people do have somewhat more representation in a lot of areas than other minority groups, but it's because of the history.
Right.
It's because we've been here longer. And don't let no one else tell you anything different. Fact check me. So that would make sense.
You know what's crazy is nowhere on any episode have we been proven wrong on a fact check, and it's and there's Facebook, nigga.
They're not coming.
So I'm like, nigga, if they did, and I'm sure we've probably been with some of the Trump shit we've said.
Listen to the question Ted Cruz. Listen to the question he asked her. Do you think babies can be racist?
Jesus Christ.
What are we doing?
Who the fuck would ask a stupid ass question like that? See, and then she gotta have so much tact and taste that she can't just
Why
be like.
Why are we wasting time?
Because a true anybody, fuck, take race out of it. Anybody would have looked at Ted Cruz and be like, "What kind of stupid fucking question is that?"
She sunned him.
Yeah,
but in a real polite, professional way.
The way you want, I know the way she wanted to say it would have been like, "What the fuck are you?" Next question, please. This, bruh.
In real life, you don't even answer that question.
Right, you just next. Forget this nigga off the floor, and then he leave after she sunned him.
It was either him or Lindsey Graham that stormed off.
No, he left because I remember it saying Ted Cruz leaves the fucking
Cruz,
yeah. Fuck you, bruh. Matter of fact, let me give you a proper one.
Well, fuck you.
Bitch ass nigga, I could never stand you, bro. Your name is Ted Cruz, nigga. Cruz is a fucking Spanish Latin name, my nigga. If you look at where that name transcribes
He
from,
knows
nigga,
what his name. He
you
knows that.
stupid motherfucker.
But what are you saying that for though?
Like,
because you can't say that when there's a such thing as white Hispanics.
yeah, that's real. Cause I'm just
Ted Cruz lives his life and identifies as a white person.
Yep.
Fuck, nigga. Like, well, nigga.
Right? No, you're absolutely right.
So,
absolutely.
Moving along. Yeah, keep an eye on that though. We'll see if she gets. Well, they have the votes, so it's foolproof. She's gonna get pushed through. They can't do nothing about it. So that's why they're just trying to muck her up and make her look bad, so they can now run on it politically.
And all they did was just make themselves look stupid.
To adults, to non-biased adults, they did.
Yeah.
But to MAGA country,
they asked the right questions.
Oh, nigga, she couldn't handle it. They protected her. Like the chairman of the committee, like basically was like, don't answer that. That's stupid. Yeah. At one point in time, and he's oh, you're not gonna let her answer my question. He was just like,
your question's fucking.
Nigga, grow up, nigga. Like we ain't got time, because there's families that are figuring out how they're gonna like get their kids to school because they can't afford gas.
Right.
And you over here playing with something that you know that you can't stop her from being the Supreme Court justice. You know you can't stop her. So everything you're doing at this point is really political. It's all these different men that's running for president.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, let me get to my questions in so I can look like I'm going hard on this black woman. You know what I'm saying? And this Democrat, this liberal. And then I'm going to chop that up into commercials and have rich white people and poor white people around the country give me money for it. This is the political game. It's no different when the Democrats chop up a whole bunch of Martin Luther King theory-like speeches and pictures of them kissing black babies, is in the neighborhood eating fried chicken, slapping five, doing all this shit, hanging out with black celebrities. They just want you to give them some money and vote for them. It's the same thing. What do you know about Project Serpo? Have you heard about that? I'm going to get on this real quick. We're about to get a little trippy. Project Serpo is 12 soldiers abducted by alien forces, right? 10 men, 2 women. Don't shoot the messenger. So, allegedly, the aircrafts that crashed here had aliens on them. But if aliens are to be so much superior than us, which obviously they are because they came here, if you believe it to be true, this is all through NASA's unclassified information. You can look it up, Project Serpo, SERPO. But basically, I'm paraphrasing. The aliens land, bro. They crash. Our CIA, Secret Service, whoever, NASA type people, swoop them up. Like, oh shit, right? A couple of them survived, a couple of them didn't. They because of the climate change and all that type of shit, right? The atmosphere. The ones that survived, they did the autopsies and all that shit because at first it was more hostile. There's alleged interrogations of these aliens. You can look them up online now. They're actually on YouTube, right? And this is at a time where the technology wasn't really, fam. I'll say this: if you go look at it, and you look at it, you could be like, oh, that shit could be fake. But you're thinking about that with our mentality. If you go in a time frame of when this shit allegedly happened, and then just go look at a movie from that time frame, go look at the highest paid budget sci-fi movie, they ain't had that. And it's not until after these spaceships allegedly crashed in our atmosphere and became into U.S. possession that we started to really, everything that we revolutionized was workforce derivative. We had slaves here. They enslaved our ancestry here. So we pumping that cotton out, right? We had dudes on the railroad tracks pumping out the railroads. Everything was hand to metal to ground, right? It was workforce. It was all. That's why people was coming over here.
Manual labor.
Because one thing you can get is a job here because there was a job. We were building cities. We were building bridges, right? We're building.
Right.
So look at the technical gaps or the explosion from the time that these beings supposedly crash landed into our atmosphere up until now. It's like 100 times. Everything got 100 times better in a quarter of the time, right? Bluetooth, all that, tracking, all these type of things, right? Okay, so now look. Obviously, if we're going through this theory, these spacecrafts, whoever sent them, is going to know that they crashed, right? So allegedly, another visit was had where they made contact with our officials and exchanged. Allegedly, they come. Oh, this shit is going to get trippy, bro. Allegedly, they come from a different, like a couple 100 million light years away, but they use certain like galactic wormholes, if you would, to travel galactically and interstellarly, right? If that's a word. And what they do, I'm not going to even try to go down to science, bro. This ain't a fucking science podcast. It is what it is. Look it up yourself. But anyways, our government made contact with them. They negotiated. What they originally were going to do is come and do an exchange. 12 of our astronauts that were trained and prepped, 10 men, 10 women, were going to go with them back to their world, right? And learn from them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then they were going to keep the, I think maybe 10 to 12, I don't know, let's call them aliens, right? It sounds weird saying it, but 10 to 12 aliens, they were going to keep them here on Earth, and they was going to work with them, study with them, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
It's called the Serpo Project Serpo. The Project Serpo trade. So when they first come, they were going to do the trade-off, but they was like, nah, we need to take our fallen back home. So I guess they own some shit like that too. Like, we don't leave no man behind. We're going to go get our dude, take them home, and we'll come back. This just sounds crazy, but this is what they report. So the nigga they go home, come back 2 years later. And when they come back with a message of a catastrophic future on our planet. Like, they're saying that a man born in our nation is allegedly going to start a nuclear war, right? And it needed to be some things done to intervene with this person. It kind of, when you hear this shit, bro, it kind of reminds you of the Trump presidency. Because I've never seen a group of white supremacists turn on another white supremacist and try to like just go at him. They treated Trump, and a lot of people ain't gonna want to rock with this, but in the context of what I'm saying, they treated Donald Trump a lot similar to like how they treated Barack Obama.
Right.
The only difference is Trump is kind of an asshole, and he's not smooth. And he got all this kind of baggage. He's kind of a slime ball. So we kind of don't mind it as much.
Right.
But when you look at how they was on Barack Obama about every little thing, that's kind of what they was like with Trump. And I always wondered, like, damn, is it really because he's like a rich white outsider? But he's not an outsider. That's all fugazi.
Hell no.
He's an insider.
But
what it was is, I think that like if we being on our conspiracy theory shit, they have this information has had this information, and you telling me that Trump isn't the closest thing in our lifetime of any president? I've never felt like it can go left at any moment, nigga, for 4 years of my life. Nigga,
right, yeah. I always
even
felt
when
like
George Bush was the president and had started a war and we've been attacked, I felt safer in a sense of like, this nigga might let a nuke go. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of like, well, it's been proven. A lot of generals and a lot of people, like they said, it's gonna come out even more. They had to intervene several times with him playing with nuclear warheads and wanting to do certain things and hostile acts and shit, because he was kind of low key off his rocker. You know what I'm saying? And probably had a false perception of power. This might be the prophecy that they were speaking, because this is, I forgot what year. It was like the 70s, some shit like that maybe. It wasn't. It was like, it was a while ago. And long story short, out of the 12 astronaut soldiers that went, I think only 4 of them returned. A couple of them died. Right? I think it was like 4 of them returned. No, 6 of them returned. 2 of them decided to stay there on that planet. And then 2 of them died when they first got there because they couldn't adjust to the atmospheric, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
changes. And there's a video clip, you can look this up, where a soldier, they're doing some special type training, but they're in a classroom. And he just kind of like, I think he got reprimanded for it. He had high information, right? And he basically just shared it with some young dudes in training and was just telling them about, like, yeah, you never heard about it? He's like, yeah, man, like, allegedly two of the soldiers, well, I'm sure, I don't know if they know if those guys are still living. That was a long time ago, but yeah, like 6 of them actually went out of this planet, out of this world, allegedly, to another spot, stayed there for a while doing whatever the fuck it was they was doing, and came back here. And
That's some wild shit.
It is. I don't even know if I believe it all the way,
some
right?
wild shit,
but
bro.
the last thing I'll say about it is, you know what it took my mind to?
What?
Now, because of who I am, my background, the way I was raised, my heritage, all that, when I see RoboCop dogs and RoboCop type, I be thinking, oh, they really trying to get us. They're trying to put us back in shackles. I'm not a fool to think that. But when I read this shit and seen this video,
Right.
I was like, oh, they trying to, that's the case these motherfuckers come and pull up. You need some nigga that can fight, nigga, because we're no match, nigga.
Yeah, the niggas who stayed up there but kept sending shit back like,
Hey,
these niggas come out down there,
because allegedly,
they gonna wipe that shit up clean, bro.
Allegedly, it was a war going on with 2 different species.
Right.
That's why they kind of made contact with us, because they're about to come take our shit over.
Oh shit.
Because it's habitable
It's
to
like their
whatever
planet,
it is.
right? It's
One of the planets, I guess the other op niggas, they planet nigga.
disappeared.
They knocked their shit out. Nigga.
Right.
They got all of them off. See, when they war over there, they ain't
knocking
taking over
planets
Ukraine,
off.
nigga.
No, they knocking
like
whole
they knocking
planets.
off the whole yeah. So
the species,
this
nigga.
like some Star Wars shit, bro. And then hold on, I wrote it down. It's a movie called Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Of the third kind. I've watched that.
So the president, I don't remember what
definitely
president it
watched that.
was when this movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
The president sat with Steven Spielberg and them and let them know how deadly accurate they
close
were.
that shit
No,
was.
how deadly accurate they were. His words is quoted. You got this one spot on.
Yeah, dog.
I ain't never seen the movie, fam.
You ain't never seen Close Encounters of the
Nope.
Third Kind? You gotta watch that shit.
I'm going to watch it
You
after
gotta
this.
watch that shit.
I was
Nah,
like,
that's
fam,
wild,
it's
nigga.
some wild shit. nigga.
Interplanetary war, nigga said, fuck taking over Ukraine. We're not
Dog, and this is what I be saying.
Nigga.
This goes to the whole Ukraine shit. Like, I was telling my mans and them, like, bro, they in Europe. I'm like, yo, if the fucked up thing is the way the Ukrainians is all going back and grabbing arms and holding their shit down, I was like, a lot of people think America will be like that. I was like, but I got homies personally that would barter their chances. Like, bro, what's up, man? Like, y'all fuck with us more than they fuck with us? There's a lot of people here that's been disenfranchised since they've been here.
Yeah, let me find out the aliens fucking
The
with
idea
us.
that I know
be.
black ex-soldiers that ain't picking up arms like you think they is and just running into battle like for this country anymore. That was a contract. You paid they paid they dead, nigga. You did what you did, and they moving on because they understand what this world is. So like, to me, if all this shit is real, all it tells me is we need to get over our race issues.
Mm-hmm.
Cut that check, nigga. Let's move on. Let's get over this. Let's kumbaya as humans, because nigga, when they come, but that'd be some black man's luck, bro. 2 weeks before the reparation bill get cut, nigga,
They can't
we
go.
get hit by aliens, and all of us back in slavery again.
Even the white folks.
These niggas just put us in slavery and just float us in an imaginary cell, nigga. You just floating in your house, nigga. Just like, we don't know what to expect.
Right.
Fam, I'm not ready to fight no alien, fam. Too many movies.
I'm not. Yeah, you.
And I'm going to tell you why. The movie got me scared. These niggas could be regular just like us, but just look different. No
Regular,
special powers.
niggas,
They smarter
right?
because they figured out how to get here. But other than that, they might have some upgraded little weapons. But we know you might be able to confiscate one, nigga. And, you know, but that's what I'm saying, fam. I think whatever they had, we stripped that shit. You know how niggas get the car and nigga they strip it for all the goods. That's the
chop
American
shop
way. We
treatment.
chop shop they shit. Cause now I'm gonna get into the old boy that we were speaking about. Damn, what's my nigga name? Guy. No, what's his name?
MacGyver.
Nah. Alan. Fuck, I can't think of son name.
What's he on?
He was on Joe Rogan. He was famous because he worked at Area 51, and his job was reconstruct. They were basically stripping a spaceship, but he found out about it and was like, "Fuck that! This is too much." His wife, they were spying on him and shit because they was like, "Man, he's the one person that didn't have military clearance."
Right.
He was a kid from Santa Monica. His name's gonna come to me. He was a guy from Santa Monica that was just a genius. He had figured out how to put like a fucking jet engine in a Corvette that somebody had gave him. They gave him a Corvette shell. Like, you can have this Corvette shell, like ain't nothing in it, but like, you know. And they thought he was gonna build an engine and put it in there or something like that.
Put a jet
that nigga got a
that
whole
bitch.
jet engine in there and used to smash down the fucking 405 like you seen him. So it picked up, got on the news, nigga. They did a report on him and shit. He thought it was cool, thought it was nothing. Got really good grades, didn't really have no money, so he was gonna go to a city college.
Right.
Going to city college, nigga, doing his thing, gets picked up by, you know, the government basically offers him a job. They put him in this like bunker in like the LA area, like out in not in the LA area, but out in the Hidden Valley or some shit like that. And then later transferred him over to Area 51. And it was him just making friends with other like scientists and shit there. He was the younger one. He had just got married. And eventually, like, it got messy because he started telling his friends about some of the shit that he wasn't supposed to. And because he wasn't military grade, they were always keeping an eye on him. Mm. So they knew that. And so they started intervening with him. And it got so tricky that his new wife thought that he was having an affair because of them. They was like slipping little shit. She runs off, nigga, with like the pool guy type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. If you're going to cheat on me, like, I'm just going to be happy with a guy that's going to appreciate me. He don't know what she's talking about. He finds out years later that it's the government that did that shit. It made it look like he was cheating. He never cheated on her day in his life. So he was kind of scorned by that. But, like, he basically went rogue, to make a long story short. Son went rogue and was like, you know what? I'm not doing the whole good soldier shit. He took some friends hiking to where he knew that they were going to be testing the spaceships because they took them out and flew them and shit. He knew that they had storage areas where they had greenish looking men, nigga, that would look like aliens, and incubators, and some of them wasn't. He said that. Some of them wasn't. Some of them was being, like, you know, spoken to and interrogated and shit like that. And then they had the ones that was dead that they was doing autopsy reports on. Allegedly, they don't got no heart, right? It was talking about how they were smaller in stature and how they had these little, like, how they have these propulsion systems. And you're starting to see that. It's basically what a hoverboard would be. The ability to, like, do that without an engine source. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't burning anything hot. And it was like, how? So they were just deconstructing it. But the way NASA and all them, Area 51 and them had them set up is, say it's a spear, you're on this quarter of the spear, and it's in it's a room built around it. It's a lab with all the tools you need to, like, dissect this thing and try to figure out what you can. Is literally walled off. You don't see the other quarter of it. Or you might be in the floor working up and you're only working on the bottom of it on this quarter. So, like, and the thing is, you're forbidden to talk to each other. You go in and out in separate ways. You only have small pockets of communication in areas where you can communicate with each other. One thing led to another. They did that shit. He went with it. Like, and one of the guards was like, man, you want to see this? You want to see some crazy shit? And showed him the room with the green dudes in it. And then, like, showed him the other room with one of the other spaceships in there. It was just hovering because they was just doing the flying shit. That was the one that was working, and they had figured out how to, like, they was flying it, but they was figuring out how to construct it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they get, like, on certain nights at night, the pilots would take it and they would do, you know, test flight. So people would be reporting they seen a UFO and all that type of shit, and the government would be like, oh, maybe it was some lights, maybe it was this, or maybe you did see it, we don't know. because they used to keep all that shit on the wraps. But yeah, there it goes. He was saying this in 1992 or 82 about this shit, and he talked about 3 different elements that was foreign to this world that they had found through these spacecrafts, and he has the names for them. They denied it. NASA, everybody denied it. This dude's crazy. He never worked for us. And it wasn't until the investigative journalists and shit like that over the years and stuff like that, and the internet popped up, and time tells all. Those 3 elements were later added to our elements chart. And they were foreign substances. They weren't from this planet, and he knew that.
Right.
And then he was able to go back and show like where he was quoted in magazines and interviews and documentaries saying that, and they denied it. So once all these things start coming out, he wrote a book. I think
fucking titanium's one of them.
It might be, or platinum, or something like that.
Or like tungsten or something shit.
Like that.
I think one of them.
And he started, getting more publicity, doing more popping interviews. And people was just like, yo, this motherfucker was telling the truth. What else was he telling the truth? He had the VHS cassettes of him recording
talking
flying
to
it.
And
he had his friends hiking with him. Well, they were spying on him, the government, so they knew he did that. And so they eventually, parted ways with him or whatever, but they ruined his life for like 20 years afterwards. That nigga said he couldn't get a housing loan, he couldn't get all type of shit, and he had made good money and had good credit, all this type of stuff, and was just doing bad. Lost his wife behind this shit. He struggled, and then now he's like a fucking world hero, nigga. Like, he be getting speaking engagements and shit. I know his money is up. It's been like 2 or 3 movies about the nigga. Like, it just goes to show you, bro, that
that's a nigga on his deathbed.
There's legitimacy,
about all this shit, right?
Nah, this nigga is only like in his 60s.
There's a whole
50s,
other dude on his deathbed.
I'm gonna send you the link to him because we talked about him before on here. I just can't think of his name. It's like Ray something.
There's a whole other dude like on his deathbed let a whole bunch of shit out, nigga.
You talking about one of the astronauts that walked on the moon, that went to the moon mission?
Nah, but there was another dude who had talk to the aliens and shit. It says like when they talk to him, niggas get lethargic and shit towards the end of their interviews. Every time you gotta put them back or they die and type shit. Like he's like, there's one nigga that let hella shit out, bruh. Like the way that you land at Area 51 is a spiral landing. They do this all the way down and then land, nigga. Just so you're so disoriented, the nigga you don't know where the fuck we just came
Area
from.
Area 51 is 70% of the state.
Yeah. Or we Area 51.
It's 70% of the state. Mom.
I mean, this whole experiment.
Oh, you mean like in this dome we in?
Mm-hmm.
Don't start, nigga.
Are we Area 51?
Let me find out
aliens?
I'm a lab rat, nigga.
Are we like...
Bruh, this gonna sound nuts. Mom, forgive me. If I find out we lab rats, there's some niggas that's gonna die. Because I need to get this money. I'm gonna be the head honcho on the lab rat experiment. If I know this ain't real, nigga.
Yeah, we like, yo, nigga, I'm about to go do all types of shit, bro.
What we doing?
Right, nigga, I'm getting
no
hella
rules,
bread,
nigga.
following no type of rules, nigga.
Yeah, but shit was wild, man. It was wild. Project Warp. I mean, Serpo. Look it up.
Like some other shit.
Look it up. Because I think the people are called Serpo people or something like that. I don't know. Look it up, man. Because when I watched this shit, it went to the interview of the alien. And I don't know how I feel about it, fam.
Right.
I want you to watch it and let me know. Like, I really need your advice. I don't know how I feel about it.
It's probably the same alien interview. I think it is.
When I seen that shit, I said, nah, fam. We got to reevaluate the way we look at the world, nigga. Some shit is real. Star Wars and all that
nigga, we
shit,
probably got so many issues between
I knew Spaceballs was real, nigga.
So many different races and humans and all that shit to find, like, if the aliens come, niggas gonna feel so foolish about all this beefing and shit we done did.
It's been pretty one-sided, my friend.
You know what I'm saying, though, nigga.
I get it. But yeah, that's why I thought. What do you think about that though? With the as far as them bringing the robos and shit like my theory on, is that why all these countries is rushing to make these super cops, nigga? Have you seen? Look at Elon Musk real quick. Have you seen Elon Musk spacesuit? Okay, go ahead and do what you're gonna do. Say what you're saying.
Nah, I don't think it's for like interplanetary war. I think it's just always been that race to who can mechanize their motherfucking army to where they don't have to send humans to do it anymore. Cause nigga, Terminator was what? They were trying to figure out how to mechanize an army. They did that. It's always like, it's like man's dream to have artificial intelligence and robots around for some reason. And I don't know. It could be because of that. But I don't know. It just seems, the concept of war just seems like they want to be able to do it the easiest way, to be lazy. That SpaceX suit, that's hard. That's video game shit.
Right?
Mm-hmm. It's like, that's straight video game.
This shit's different, nigga.
Let me get one.
Right.
Nigga. Shit's probably like $1 million a piece, nigga.
Damn. That's the one for the Mars mission.
Niggas ain't like, what? How you getting there? Without a wormhole in time, nigga, you're not getting to Mars. It's too far.
Sun look like he there. I'm just saying.
Without some type of wormhole or some teleportation shit, you ain't getting to fucking Mars, nigga. It's, nigga, by the standards of what we have, flying anywhere, nigga, it's too far miles wise. Nigga, you're talking like trillions of miles away from us.
This is some movie shit, boy.
Like, niggas ain't getting to Mars. I don't even know how they even got the Mars rover to Mars. That shit was so far.
Sometimes I don't know what we know. I mean, we really don't know how far Mars is. We know how far they told us it was. We don't know. You feel me?
Nigga, I'm just saying, bro. Why the fuck? I don't feel like we've been to outer space. To be 1,000,000% honest with you.
Niggas that's making this, bro, they been somewhere.
Nigga, come on, bro. Niggas have played enough video games to figure that out. What I'm saying is, bro, niggas been to the moon one real documented time.
But you know why, though, right? You never heard the dude's story? The dude that was doing the rover?
Bro, I've heard many different stories, nigga.
Only 3 people went, though.
Okay.
So I only listen to them 3 niggas,
okay,
whether they lying or not.
Them 3 niggas, you hear theories, nigga. There's a theory that, nigga, we ain't fuck even hearing it from them. There's a theory we've never been because
it's not a theory if it's a story if they told it.
It's not from them. What I'm about to say is not from them. But the sense that it makes is like this. So there's such a thick layer of radiation between our atmosphere and before you actually get into space that it should kill anything and everything that comes in through it. And there's no type of element out there that it can't get through. Nigga, it's radiation. It's getting through everything.
I feel what you're saying, bro.
Nigga. So for the simple fact,
niggas definitely be in space though.
Nigga, no. The space station is still in our orbit. The space station isn't even in space. It's still in our orbit.
Now you're playing semantics though, because space is infinite.
No. I'm talking allegedly, about outer space where you're no longer in your gravitational pull.
Oh well, no, they just send like.
Hey,
look, bro. I'm not here to argue that motherfuckers in the 80s or 70s or 60s went to the moon.
Because ain't nobody been since. Russia, okay, so listen to this. Even with hearing that story from America, Russia was still in their space race. Why did they, like, nigga, it's not, niggas couldn't get there.
Well, let me land. Let me tell you what I heard from the dude that was hovering the craft, right? He was manning the craft. Allegedly, when Neil Armstrong and them got their asses out there to start collecting samples and doing what the fuck they were supposed to be doing, right? This is the story behind it. You can look this up. Everybody fact check this. I'm not saying it's factual. I wish I remember the dude's name, right? But he's one of the 3 or 4 guys that went. He was manning the craft. He didn't actually get off the craft, out of the aircraft or whatever. They land on the moon, allegedly. They get out there, allegedly, and as I imagine, if this shit is true, they're jovial. They're slapping five like we survived it, we made it, we're here. Imagine if me and you just landed on the moon together, my nigga. The only two people to ever in the history of our species to be on the moon, right? Mm-hmm. We probably gonna turn up for a minute, like, yo, first we made it. Now we gotta do is get what we got, take these pictures, and get the fuck up out of here, right? You doing what you doing. While they're drilling and doing what they're doing, because they said the surface was a little, rough and I don't know, it was getting samples, right? Moon rocks, I guess, literally. They got attacked. And they realized that they wasn't attacked by, it wasn't a human, allegedly. It wasn't humans that attacked them.
Right.
Basically, they said on the opposite side of the moon that we don't see was built in, like, basically motherfuckers lived there. It was cohabitated, is what he said. He said that it was people that, not people, but it was something, some species of something living on the moon, literally. And when they landed, they were under fire, like literally under attack. Now, dog, in my mind, I'm hearing this shit. I'm like, okay, well, were they shooting lasers at you niggas? Like, tell me. Like, they wasn't shooting bullets, right? What were they shooting at you? But the way he described it, they under attack. I didn't mean for this to be the real, like, SpaceX type episode, but this is just the shit that I'll be reading, okay? They then have to, like, under duress, leave the moon. They come back home. They weren't able to do the proper pictures and stuff like that that they were supposed to, right? They all are debriefed. They're told, they're silenced and doing all the shit that you would imagine if you came home telling that shit. A lot of psychologists and a lot of debriefing, right? And then allegedly, they went into a studio and reenacted the moon landing, the walking on the moon, for like for purposes of like proving, like, we went there. Mm-hmm. That's the story he told. This is the nigga that's not that popular. That's why I can't think of his name. He never ran around like Neil Armstrong and all them other. It's the other one. I remember Buzz and Neil. Those are the two famous ones.
Okay, so here's one thing that I always debate with people on. So
I don't know if it's true or not.
Right, we all don't know. They could be covering up some shit, or they could be either way. So if there's alien, like, they covered up shit for a long time saying there was never aliens there, or they're lying about that because they never went. Here's my thing. There's no atmosphere in space, right? There's no gravity.
I don't know.
Allegedly.
Okay, yeah. Now
there's
you're talking.
No atmosphere in space.
Right.
You can't breathe. You can't do anything. There's zero gravity, right?
That's what they say. Yeah.
Okay, so if there's zero gravity and there's no air, there can be no what? Wind. How the fuck is that motherfucking flag doing this?
You didn't hear what I just said?
What?
They said that because of the way they had to. He said because of the way they had to leave under duress, like that, under attack, that they later reenacted the moon landing in a studio. And probably in the 60s, that was some fly ass technology.
Right.
Shit, nigga, by the time you get to our generation, like, yo, nigga, come on, fam. And just simple shit. They're able to show you the boots that they wore and then, like, match those up with the footprints, nigga. Total different boot. They could at least got the same boots.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Little shit. I don't think we went to the fucking moon for the same reasons why you just illustrated.
Okay.
But the story is fucking dope. And
it'd be, like I said,
if the story is real, it makes sense why we ain't been back or why no other human race has been back. Right. Like, China got that word and was like, yo, word? Like, yo.
We're not doing that.
Nah.
Or with how technically further Japan is than us, maybe they went back and was fucking with them.
Japan and China shares their technology with their people more than us.
No, but I'm just saying.
I don't know if they necessarily more just technically advanced than our government.
No, they have more functioning robots than we do.
By design.
I'm just saying, nigga, their technology is ahead of ours by leaps and bounds.
I think the technology, and I'm just saying, I have an older god brother that lived in Japan, so I get what you're saying. He would always come back with dope ass cell phones,
Bruh,
and then like years
shit.
after he would leave, he done left and shit. We would get the same type of nigga. I seen a Razor when I was in like high school.
We're always behind on everything.
But those are two different things, is what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying,
because of capitalism and shit like that.
I don't believe that. I feel like that they're much more technologically savvy and have more robotic technology and artificial intelligence than we do, because they might have went back and
they would rule
scared.
the world, fam. No, stop.
They ain't far from it.
Japan?
Asia. We
Asia's
owe them
not
so
a
much
fucking
goddamn
country, though.
money.
Asia's not a country, nigga. Like, what the fuck? What you mean?
You know what
That'd
I
be
mean.
like, oh, if all the people in Africa gathered up together, they'd be a powerful might. Yeah, I'm sure. But what I'm saying is, nigga, we have the most mighty military for a reason.
No, I know the military. I'm not talking about military technology.
What do you think they're using this technology for? All I'm saying is our technology greatness, because what do they always say in our country? The military be having this shit 10, 15 years before the public have it. And it's because, I just think it's because capitalism and the way the powers that be in our country decide to do it. I think in Japan and places like that, they're much more like, I don't think they hold the shit back. I think when new shit come out in Japan, and if you go to CSE, like when I be working again, we do CSE and stuff like that, and you have all those companies from Asia here and shit like that, and they pushing products. The culture there is that, like, if something innovative that can help life and mankind is out, push it and get it out to everybody. Look at the fucking apartment, that Jetsons apartment we seen the other day when we was watching that fucking video.
Right.
The motherfuckers lived in the Jetsons, nigga. Like she ain't have to do shit, nigga, for nothing.
Nothing.
You don't want to do nothing,
right? That bitch.
Come on,
that house
fam.
was so.
How are they not the fattest country in the world?
Right.
How are we fatter than them?
Because how they eat.
Yeah, it gotta be.
They eat
That's
way
it.
healthier than we do.
Because I'm like, fam, they have to.
They only have
Hold on, wait. They have to.
Right.
Y'all don't do shit.
Nah.
Nigga, you don't got to take your shoes off. You don't got to do this. You don't got to. Nigga, they don't have to do none of this shit that you don't feel like doing. When you driving home and you be like, damn, I got to make dinner. I got to do this. They don't have to do none of that shit.
And they have one fast food restaurant. They got like
shit,
McDonald's and like KFC, and that's it, bro.
Yeah, but I'm sure, yeah.
They don't have.
Of American style shit. Yeah, you're right.
They don't have that. And their shit is still healthier than the shit here.
No. Dead ass. Look at their menu. The McDonald's menu ain't the same either, nigga.
Not at all.
They serve squid and all type of shit at theirs, nigga. It's like, bro, Mickey D's. Okay, I see you.
Yeah,
making a splash. We talked about it already, but it was on the list. Jamaican. Shout out to my Jamaican brothers and sisters. They are going after. They shunned the royal family, which sucks because. Actually, no. This the older brother, nigga. He be acting like a square sometimes, so I don't fuck with him no more. But the oldest prince, the one that's about to be the king, the one that's married to Kate, yeah.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about.
Thought he was gonna do a little royal visit. You know what I'm saying? As the future king, him and his old lady pull up to one of their old territories, which is Jamaica, which a lot of people still, fancy themselves as part of the Commonwealth there, et cetera, et cetera. The people didn't show up. Said, fuck that. We're not rocking with them. We're going to stay home on this one. We're not going to come to your parade and treat y'all like y'all are royals.
Said they ain't going to play with you Pacific Playland, nigga.
And while you're here, tell your grandmother, we want our reparations. We want reparations for the 300 years that you all enslaved, colonized, raped, and pillaged our land and resources.
Right.
You don't get to just say, okay, we're going to leave.
Who's talking to him?
These are the people. These are the demands of the
Parliament?
Parliament.
Okay.
I think theirs is called Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, like.
Talking about the Queen and all them in England, right?
The elected officials of Jamaica.
Oh.
Basically
Are
shunned
they a
them.
Parliament?
They used to be. Okay. Shunned them and was like, yo, fam.
We need our money.
Come back with a check.
Or don't come back.
Or you can come. Everybody's welcome here in Jamaica. But all this royal treatment shit that you think you're about to get,
none.
That's about to be a dub, fam. You about to start having to pay for your hotel room and board. Because y'all owe us about, I don't know, $40 trillion. That's what's crazy about it. But yeah, shout out to them. I think that all indigenous peoples, all peoples of that was, struck with that with the burden of slavery, and everything that followed after that, including to this day. Shout out to him. Reparations is owed. Reparations is due worldwide. So shout out to him. Good luck to him. All right. We're going to have to start talking about the Ancestry DNA hoax.
Oh. I didn't even know there's this little scandal going on about that.
I started to send you the clip so we could show it.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I'm on. Hey, I said what I said. We reporting this is not the news. Go look it up.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm definitely looking it up.
Well, I'm going to show you after this. So, basically, man, Skip Gates at a paid speaking event where he was kind of a little loose, you know what I'm saying, got a little tipsy. He gets up there, he tells a long little soliloquy about how Oprah lied about being Zulu because the people that made the test, they really couldn't determine if she was Zulu. No black American came from Zulu or Nubia, allegedly here, right? Well, not black American, but no black person, none of the slaves that came here. The slaves that came here came from a specific region, and it was a very few amount of them based on the actual numbers of the slave trade. We've already discussed that several times here. But as while he's speaking, he speaks about one of his friends from Ivy League, which is a foundational black American brother that had, while around the time when they were young and in college and, or just graduating college and in a professorhood, he was studying genetics and he was a brilliant geneticist. And he had decided that he was going to go into like figuring out we had DNA that can, trace the individual's DNA makeup, right? We use it in our judicial system. But we had, he took that and was trying to see if you can tap into one's lineage, right? And heritage through a DNA swab. Him introducing the technology that proved that he can do, I'll give you the percentage, but I just want to paint this picture. When the thing took off, not only did, the American thing happen where a couple of other companies that he had maybe pitched the idea to and, looked to get backing, they took it off. They ran off and did their own thing, right? Ancestry.com, for instance, right? This was AfricanDNA.com, right? Or AfricanAncestry.com, whichever it was. But it started with the idea of this brilliant black genetics person that was trying to figure out a way to trace, black DNA and black Americans and stuff like that DNA, black Europeans DNA, Caribbeans and stuff like that. Where were you stolen from in Africa? Where were you taken and put into slavery? Or, where did your people originally come from in Africa? It's one, he said, gonna give people a sense of closure, a sense of connectivity back to their homeland and their tribes.
Right.
Or it's gonna disprove the out of Africa theory once and for all.
Yeah, it's gonna tell
See what I'm saying?
We've been here the whole time.
Dog, make a long story short. While he's still in the development stages, he's doing seminars, he's doing exhibitions, if you would, and exhibits and stuff like that, showing funding and different scholastic revenues and stuff like that, are different bodies and boards in the medical field and throughout government. And what happened is it kind of got hijacked from him a little bit. He was kind of forced to do the economic thing and be like, well, okay, I'm going to start my company and just start. If it's good enough for them to push it and sell it,
it's good enough for me.
It's good enough for me. But what he had to admit was it's literally 0.1% accurate. And the reason why is because you have millions of, each person is going to have a million or so grandparents.
Right.
Right. They only can trace a very minute amount of the DNA only from your mother's side.
Damn.
So when they be like, yeah, I'm 30% Kenyan, I'm 30% West African, I'm
On
Nigerian.
your mother's side.
5%, I'm being nice, but 5%, the way he's explaining it,
Right.
5%. You're all that 30% this, 10% this, 8%. That's all coming out of a makeup of only 5% of your mother's side of your DNA.
So that shit could go way, way, way,
Fam,
way deep.
That's why people that do multiple companies,
right,
get way drastic.
Multiple
Nigga, you might be
results.
15% Irish, nigga, on one, and then on the other one be like 92% Nigerian. Like,
what the fuck?
they're not accurate.
Yeah.
But it's a great business. It's flattering.
Right.
And at this point, the creators of the science said that it would have to be relegated more to entertainment science.
Okay, I get it.
So that's why it's laughable when we start talking that FBA shit and people are
Right.
like, oh, what does your DNA say? Your DNA says you're from Africa. You're from Africa. That's why
No.
every human, you're from Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, yeah, it's just one of those things that I thought was pretty funny, because we have spoke about it several times, and it came across the radar, man. So, yeah, it's the ancestral scam. And it's literally like $1 billion industry, because people just want to know out of curiosity. So now you got people indoctrinating different things and believing certain shit about their ancestry that's not even true. But yeah, good luck with that, everybody that's went down that route.
Yeah, I never had any interest in even doing that shit.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck
I just
that,
never
man.
got the idea of.
I don't need to prove I'm how black I am. Like,
Well,
I
no,
know
my
my
thing
fucking like.
It's more heritage derivative, right? But my thing is, well,
but it
for
ain't
me-
even accurate.
For me, it would be exactly. My thing is, me and my family talked
Right.
about this early. We gonna play the background on this one. We gonna sit back. We don't.
Yeah.
Why would the American government be so eager? They don't even. They agree that reparations is old, but ain't
But they
paid
don't
it.
wanna
Ain't
give
paid
it
it in
to us.
400 years,
Right.
because they feel like they're gonna offend non-black Americans. But what?
They keep why?
But
But
that
they don't give a
government
fuck
is
about
gonna wake
offending
up-
us all day.
No, that aside, that government woke up and was like, let's tell these niggas where they're from. I don't believe that. You're gonna run a risk.
Because if we go completely off what I've been learning from you, and we all find out that nigga we've been here,
No, that's fact.
and you just enslaved niggas who were here, and
Prison-
you brought a couple
Prisoners of war.
thousand
Yeah.
from where the slaves that you did buy,
Mm-hmm.
like nigga, that fucks this whole shit up.
Why do you think they did it?
Right, that fucks this whole shit up. That means all this land that belongs to all these old ass rich ass families, that shit all got to get returned. That shit all
Everybody,
this shit changes.
and that's probably not realistic. But look at Manhattan Beach.
right.
Manhattan Beach was considered an exclusive, affluent white area, but if you know the history, it was stolen from black people, literally, with the help of the government, because they got mad that these black people had settled in an area that was kind of a little bit better than what they thought Santa Monica Beach was, but they excluded blacks from being able to buy land, develop, and live in Santa Monica Beach. So they went and made Manhattan Beach, and when it became lucrative and nice, they took it from them.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, California gave it back.
Yep. See, California is literally hands down the most progressive state there is, bro.
Yeah, it's facts.
Second
It's the most American state there is.
Yep.
It is.
And second and third is Oregon and Washington, nigga.
And Oregon had a long history to get there, man.
Yep. Because Oregon was one of the most racist fucking
places.
states there were.
It has a horrible
and
race.
it still has
It has that element,
races,
but
in the backwoods, like
Yeah,
where the back country in the
yeah.
South is. There's a
Oh, I know
back
about
country
Oregon.
in Oregon, nigga.
I know
Like,
about Oregon.
but it's like California is the one country that really sits back and listens.
Hold it down. Let me.
Got you. The only one that really like sits back and fucking like listens to his people, nigga, and sit and looks at what his people's going through and see what they can do to help they people. And them niggas really will actually do some shit to help they fucking people, bruh. And it's like, I don't fucking get why, like, that's one part of a small part of the government. You know what I'm saying? And niggas act like the whole fucking country can't get on that same accord and just figure it the fuck out, because California's already got their own reparations deal and about to give their African American people reparations that they feel they're owed. Like, why the fuck can California do it as just a state, not a whole fucking country, but the whole country can't? Like, I don't know. I'm to the point where, like, motherfuckers can have America, bruh. Like, I can't. motherfuckers could literally just have America at this point to me, bruh. Because it's like, it's too expensive to live in California. I live there. Like, but it's like, how California just the only place that just got it together.
Well, you know what? With the reparations shit. Oh shit, my fault. I'm tripping. Cali's doing a reparations joint, right? I think they got it at like a couple 100,000. But the thing is, Cali was the first person with LeBron assisting with those that senator and the governor, a couple senators meeting with the governor to get collegiate athletes paid. And what they were going to do is, you got to understand, if every college in California has the ability to pay athletes, then even some of the lower tier D1s and maybe even the high Division II schools, we're going to start getting some of the 5-star athletes, and just so they can pay them and give them endorsement rights. The rest of the nation had to abide. All it takes is one, and that's with anything. But I personally think with the reparations argument, it's something that like is needed. But what it will do is it'll spark a chain reaction throughout the nation. Americans deserve more. You're not going to be able to give black Americans hundreds of thousands of dollars in reparations and not do anything for white people that have been here for several tens and 20s of generations. They going to feel like, well, fuck, we need something too.
Why do they need something?
That's not my argument. My argument is they do need something. We all need something. I'm not even going to pin it like, oh, we need more versus them. We know what our history is and what we owed. They know it too, whether they want to acknowledge it or anybody else wants to acknowledge it. Our history is our history, but our fight is between us and the United States government. It's not against us and white America. You know what I'm saying? White America can't get us no fucking reparations or do anything to stop systemic racism in certain ways other than vote, so that they have the same power we have. I'm speaking to, like, you had ran out the room, but like, fam, if we definitely like close this deal, then it's gonna be other groups that's like, hey man, we might not be owed reparations, but we owe more from the government. You know what I'm saying? We owe more from the government, and whether it's reparations in the form of that or not, we wouldn't be the first country in the world to give stipends or to give stimuluses on a monthly basis to its citizens. Now, dog, I'm my grandfather's grandson. I'm my mother's son. I'm going to get it. And I was trained to get it. Right?
Right.
That's not what we're talking about. I was also trained to speak for those that don't know to speak for themselves and speak for justice and speak what's fair. Like, not one black American fought America or protested Jewish Americans receiving billions of dollars from the American government when they were able to flee and come over here in refuge from suffering what they suffered in Germany during the Holocaust. You don't have any black Americans knocking that. Black Americans, even though so-called Native Americans owned indigenous Aboriginal black people as slaves, when they got their reparations, there were black leaders and organizations and communities that helped them, that fought for them. That was like, yo, if they're Native, they should, they need their, they got their reservations and things like that. Like, you don't hear black Americans fighting for that, fighting and knocking that. You hear us talking about the Ukrainian shit and a handful of other motherfuckers, but like, you don't hear all the black politicians overwhelmingly voted and supported for that. You don't see any black politicians outwardly speaking ill on the assistance to Ukraine. They're talking that shit up.
Right.
You see some Republican white dudes like, yo, why are we sending them so much money when we could be fixing things over here? We could do this. I get all that. You can make it a issue of humanity. I like to look at it from an issue of conditioning. When cops kill Negroes, because in America that's what do, cops kill Negroes, and they've done it for since the beginning of the existence of police. Where's their refuge? I'll land my plane with that. Like, where's their refuge? You can't look at a group of people because they've weathered a storm and made it look a certain way. They make poverty and they make oppression look cool.
Yeah, you can't say we're good.
So you can't be like, oh, they're good. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, the fuck
them
we're
motherfuckers
not.
in Ukraine got their own country. And
right.
And the president fighting for them. Like, fam. Like, I be telling some of my African friends, I'll be like, bro, no disrespect, but you think that if my people had their own outnumbered, like, not even on no racist shit, because I really don't believe black people would do racist things to white people if we suddenly outnumbered them 10 to 2.
Some would,
10 to
but
3.
you know what I'm saying, the majority ain't.
Bro, I don't know about that.
No, I'm not even saying like, but some
I'm
people
just saying, like,
would really go do some shit. Like,
I mean, there might be crime, but I'm just telling you, bro, like, I'm speaking this from my opinion right now. Just based on the history, what do non-black people have to do to black people to make them want to hurt them? And I want people that can hear my voice to really think about that. Look at how easy it is. Black people aren't inherently soft. We come from warriors too, fam.
right.
We killers. We'll kill each other. Right? So they know we killers.
We definitely do that.
You can't ever call my people racist. Because if we were racist, there would have been a hate group formed to kill white people. There's no fucking group like that, and there ain't been one in the history of our fucking people. Now, I understand about the slave rebellions. That you don't get to call that, hate when a man is killing the very people that treat him like cattle for his freedom, right? And when you come and you talking about like fighting anti-invasion wars in the Americas, you don't get to call my ancestors that fought in those wars as killers,
Right.
because they're fighting people off that's coming to do them harm.
Right.
Because for 75 years, there was no conflict between European and indigenous peoples of the Americas. They lived harmoniously. There was a lot of sharing of information. Something happened, and shit went left. But that's all muddy history. One might not ever get the information of how the war started, right?
Mm.
Truly. But that's hard to figure out now.
Right.
So it's just one of those things.
It's like the Matrix when they're talking about we don't know
Right.
who started the war and
acting
who
in
fucked
truth-
this guy out.
And acting in truth, you just got to live and die with it.
Right.
Fuck how you feel. Right?
That's how we end this motherfucking show every goddamn day, bro.
Fuck how you feel, bro. Like, this is the truth. Go fact check me on the truth, and let's go. And what I always say to people, you have to acknowledge that we grew up in a system of white supremacy. So whether you're white, black, yellow, or green, a lot of the information and knowledge you got about this country and the world was tailor-made.
To make you feel better.
Tailor-made to make you feel inferior.
Right.
And tailor-made to make others look and appear superior.
Mm-hmm.
And it's full of fucking lies. And you can prove these things easily by just stepping outside of that comfort zone and outside of that box and venturing off into other sources of information. Now, I'm not talking about just go watch YouTube, but I'm just saying that, like, there's a lot of great scholarly Europeans and other Asian people and Hispanic people around the world, Spaniards, that came to and visited the Americas, traded in the Americas, and spoke glowingly about the people of the Americas, describing them to a T. Yeah, it is what it is with that, though. I don't even know how we kind of got off on that little tangent.
Same way we do every
Like
time,
we do
every
every
goddamn
time.
subject we
But,
get on.
Fam, your boy Wack, man. My nigga Wack 100 vows to make Meg pay for what she did to Tory Lanez.
Oh, what came out about that?
No DNA on the gun, no fingerprints,
You're lying.
no gun residue.
So who shot her?
And the police have known this the whole time.
So who shot her?
That's Tory's not snitching. He ain't
Well,
telling
of
who
course,
shot her.
yeah, but who do you? Was
Because
it
he
the
don't got to.
Was it the homegirl?
It might have been insecurity, nigga. Like, hey man, get off Tory.
Get off Tory. Right.
That's the bag, nigga.
'Cause Tory ain't big.
Get off Tory,
Tory's
bro. I'm
not
gonna
a big
shoot your
dude,
ass.
right.
Shoot you in the pinky toe. But this the thing though. Meg ain't get shot in the fucking foot, bro.
There's a ricochet or something.
Man,
right?
look. I have a dear family friend that got shot in the foot. I'll never forget.
That shit destroys all type of
I'll never
fucking
forget.
nerves
She
and
definitely
shit.
ran to the house and didn't know that she got shot until she like, my shoe wet, and took her shoe off thinking it was going to be water and it was blood and seen a hole in her foot. Then she was in pain. Then she was low-key in shock like, oh my God, I'm shot.
And then her foot stopped
Fam,
working.
she had to put a gauze hole in her fucking foot.
Until the shit grew back.
For damn near a year, fam.
Mm-hmm.
She was on crutches, then went to a walking boot, then went to a slow limp, then had a little baby cane, then like, nigga. No, she was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Then went
you
to a
don't
walking
just come back like that from
Meg
shot
the
in both
Stallion,
feet.
with all of her beautiful glory, was twerking on stage in stilettos, nigga, 3 nights later.
Yeah, nah, you ain't get shot.
Man, what you get hit with? And that's the thing.
You can't
lie to niggas about gunplay.
No.
Niggas try to do it and get caught. Wait, you said you got shot with what?
You know what, Meg? Hold on. You going to get one of these because we did advocate for you for a little bit.
Well, fuck you.
Everybody advocated for Meg, and I ain't even on no like fuck Meg.
I got it.
She gonna get that, but I'm not even on that. Like, Meg deserve her career, Meg. But I'm like, fam, I'm like whack though. If she's found to have lied on this nigga, she gotta pay his legal fees, bro, and he gotta get her for defamation. Like, you gotta run him a check. And you know I don't never go against Hov. That's my guy. Hov, y'all gotta run her a check. And Hov catching a stray, cause nigga, you just signed her, nigga. You ain't had nothing to do with all this shit. But and you gonna be loyal. So of course you gonna like, if a nigga's alleged to have shot your female star artist,
right?
That's remember what he did to Chris Brown, nigga, when
The
fucking when he
Rihanna
beat up
thing
Rihanna,
came,
nigga.
yeah.
Like, yeah, you ain't never doing that Michael Jackson shit, nigga. He didn't get to do that tribute to 3 years later. At
Right,
the BET Awards,
right,
nigga.
yeah.
And the BET Awards really just did it to make it up to Chris. Like, look, man,
We sorry.
you know we sorry, we had to, bro. Like, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
Hov.
It didn't even fit the show.
Right.
And it wasn't announced. This nigga just came out like Mike, like, fuck it, I'm gonna get my shit off, nigga.
Right.
Cause yeah, bro, you put your hands on Riri, nigga.
Certain people you can't.
She Rock
you can't
Nation,
do
nigga.
it
She
to,
Team
you know
Rock.
what I'm
Like,
saying?
that's a little sis. I gotta move.
That's like,
what I
okay,
look like
so that's
having
like,
the power to shut you down and
That's
not
like
doing
saying that's like saying Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z can't beat Beyonce up
it. Ever.
because of her whole fucking the whole shit
Fuck, hold
behind
on, stop.
her, bro.
Fuck beat her up. Nigga, when that Lemonade shit came out,
Yeah.
Hov was catching strays, nigga.
From
My sister
here,
still don't
nigga.
really fuck with Hov the way she used to, nigga. Like, what you talking about? Hov was like, nigga, shit.
Yeah, let's
Like,
take.
nigga, my
any
wife took me
physical
back. Nigga, was like, my
altercation,
wife is good.
Let's take
Leave me
any
alone.
physical altercation. Let that nigga cheat again.
Why you think Hov ain't on social media, fam? Let's just be real.
Yep.
Hov ain't the biggest nigga. Well, he is, but there's niggas like Puffy on fucking social media.
All day.
He ain't married to Beyonce.
All
nigga.
day.
You know what kind of pressure come with being married to Beyonce on social media? Where
Kanye
all
on
her
social
fans-
media.
That's what I'm saying.
Billionaire.
Nigga, Barack was on social media.
Right. Like,
Like,
this
nigga, like,
nigga,
why Hov can't be? You know why,
Because he know
nigga.
better.
Because if he take a picture with Beyonce and she look like she frowning, he gonna get 1,000 death threats, nigga. From 14 to fucking 55-year-old women, nigga. Like, you better not fuck with me, you motherfucker. Like, nigga, he was going through it. Dog,
The hive don't play, nigga.
a woman that didn't even sleep with Hov had to come out with her lawyer and announce that she didn't sleep with Hov because they seen pictures of her and they was like, oh, that's the bitch that she was talking about, Becky with the good hair. That got to be her. And just start flaming her up. She had to leave social media. It's ridiculous, fam. The Beehive and the Barbs and, of course, the Stans.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, nigga, and Michael Jordan fans, y'all starting to get on my damn
For
nerves,
real.
nigga. Y'all MJ fans are starting to get up there with the Stans, the fucking Beehive, and shout out to the Beehive.
Hold on,
This is all
LeBron
love.
got his too, though.
LeBron don't even have a hive called. What are they called? What is it called?
That's real. You're right.
It's not, bro. LeBron is the most hated superstar, nigga. He's always voted the most hated athlete. Like, you can't do that to him. He don't get the Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Kobe treatment. That's not true.
He really don't.
And all of them niggas have done foul shit before. We don't got no dirt on this nigga, Bron.
That's why they hate the nigga so much. It's because it's like, you're the clean one. You the squeaky clean guy.
Without being like nerdy.
Right.
That nigga is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
Like you
in real life.
You get to do everything we did and don't have none of the backlash like we had. You doing it right.
Well, that's just
and
it, though.
you
He
living
don't,
the
though.
life.
Obviously, he don't. I ain't saying LeBron is a saint, but I've always said, bro, if you worth $500 million, you don't have to get caught cheating on your wife.
You probably just
No. Listen to what I said, fam. If you're worth $500 million, you don't got the fucking respect to not get caught cheating.
Yeah.
The fuck is you doing?
Right. That's real.
You lazy motherfucker.
Right. Yeah. You got the whole means to fucking be the most secretive motherfucker if you wanted to be.
If we did not got caught before in our lives,
right,
with our fucking resources,
or lack thereof,
thereof. How in the fuck are you worth $300, $400, $500 million and you got a wife and you get caught coming out the club with the bimbo from the bar down the street? No, nigga, you can go. You don't have to be. No,
you can go to another country and
fam.
shit.
How about you just book a fucking jet and fly the fucking round, nigga?
Yep.
This our date. We gonna get some dinner. We gonna watch a movie. We gonna have sex. I'm gonna. What state you want to get dropped off in? I'm dropping your ass back off. You going from the airport, another car. I'm not condoning the whole cheat shit. I'm just saying
there's ways to do it with the resource that
because they know you got the resources,
right.
nigga. They know your ass because you got 3 houses, nigga.
And you fuck up.
You let me walk in here and see you with a bitch in the bed, like you know what I'm saying? It's why you ain't go get a hotel room, nigga? And nigga, you got Airbnbs, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you getting caught?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody needs to know that. We go book an Airbnb right now. Nobody know but me, you, and the motherfucker that own the Airbnb. And the people that came.
Right.
It's just too many ways. Nigga, you got Ubers. Niggas just sending chicks in Ubers and shit. Like, you don't got no excuse to be in a car with her. It's just resources, dog. Shit different. I think that's really what niggas was punished for. This might sound sophomore and kind of like guy talk, but fam, if Beyonce's probably more upset in that situation of like, nigga, how you got me out here looking?
To Becky with the good hair.
To whoever, nigga.
That's why
fucking Beyonce.
Exactly. That's why she was probably so offended, and she has the right because she's fucking Beyonce.
Whoever he
like,
cheated with is not better than her.
Not better than no.
Just let me get my dog back. Let me get my dog back though. She's bad though.
She is.
Because if she wasn't bad, nigga, he wouldn't be able to get her back.
Right.
That's where you fuck up.
Right.
Is when they catch you with a bitch and be like, nigga, you fucked with her? Oh, you can have her then.
The bitch, yeah, when they catch you with
whoever
the one, like,
it was,
oh, I see
whoever
why.
it was,
I see why.
She was definitely bad, and that's why she was like, oh, man, he with the good hair.
Yeah.
She probably wasn't even a Becky.
Nope.
That probably was just a little slur and a little insult because she got bomb hair and probably was looking. That bitch probably from the tropics somewhere, nigga, looking great.
You know what's fucked up? Is she probably still jabs at that nigga in arguments with that shit.
Probably. Nigga, she put it in a song 3 years later. Nigga, and made it a slogan.
The
you
lemonade.
think Hov like hearing Becky with the good hair?
No. Or
on,
anything. I bet he don't even drink lemonade no
nigga,
more.
he was hearing that shit for years before we even heard that shit.
I bet he don't even drink lemonade
Fam,
no
you know
more,
it.
Nigga.
That nigga can't stand lemonade right now, nigga. Nigga don't want to see that shit.
He probably don't got lemonade stock.
Fuck out of here, nigga. Probably be betting against that shit.
Right.
Nigga. Come on, Gatorade. Get this shit out of here.
He got limeade at the house.
Yeah, nah, we lime over here, man. For real, Slime. This nigga, I know he be on that. Dog, I just know, like, I thought about that. Like, remember that nigga got on Instagram for about 30, 40 minutes and dipped and never came back? Because, nigga, you got to understand how many Beyonce fans never got a chance to get their shit off. And as soon as he got on there, he probably got 1.5 million. If you hurt Beyonce, I'm going to kill you. And was like, yo, bro, I'm not doing this shit. I'm a real person with a real family. I know her. Not to mention, we don't know the dirt Beyonce did, man. And it's unbelievable. You don't get to do that, really. As a man, unless Shorty get caught, you don't get to just go out there. Like, what if we look at Will completely different if he came out and he was the one that told us about old boy. But what Will have to do? Will the old school nigga. He an 80s baby too, nigga. He sat down there and respected his woman because, nigga, she did this for him for years.
Right.
She'd have been on a million red carpets with him posing and shit like that right after she caught this nigga having a threesome or cheating or some shit like that, nigga, right? Mm-hmm. Still had to do the good family. Nigga, reporters asking, oh, he's such a good husband. How about it? She lying her ass off.
Right through her teeth.
All for his brand and for the family, right?
All for the Smith name.
So now, nigga, they in a little open relationship where they doing their thing, trying to rekindle the shit.
Right.
He's a pro scumbag cheater. Shout out to my guy. But it ain't like he needed help. Nigga, like, I'm a pro at this shit. Let me show you how to pick
He's
them,
a
nigga.
scumbag.
Think about it. Think about it. Put our hat on, fam. Like, pause. Like, all right, we going to do the little open thing.
Right.
And we real about it. Not we saying it because we in our feelings.
Right.
We real about it.
Right.
Like, you already know I just slept with a whole bunch of bad ones, nigga, and you still love
And
me
I
and
still
all
do.
that.
Like,
and so we just going to make it work.
could you imagine the STDs that probably went through that household?
I'm not going to say that because when you got that kind of money, I don't think that he's smashing dirty females.
I don't even. Some of these females carry shit and don't even know they carrying.
You can be
shit.
worth a certain amount of money where a nigga make you get tested before he hit. That's out there.
I'm just saying.
Some niggas game, some niggas P radar is so proper.
But we don't know what his radar is, if it's proper like that or not.
What do you mean you don't know? Swill motherfucking Smith.
I'm talking niggas.
What you talking about?
Shit, some of the best of them done been burnt, nigga.
I'm not saying the man ain't never been burned. I don't even want to talk about it like that. I get you. What I'm saying is the caliber. Dog, go look up what Kanye said Kim made him do, nigga, before he got the hit. And that's Kim. And we look at her as a smut. But she's an extremely rich smut. High class smutism. You know what I'm saying? That's Jada motherfucking Pinkett, boy. You better not bring nothing back to Jada.
That's real. Yeah.
You don't got just no regular chick that needs to necessarily be with you, nigga. Like, you better not bring nothing back to Jada. That would fuck his brand up. Only him. I'm not talking about everybody else.
Right.
Not any celebrity male
right.
or any rich nigga. I'm talking about Will Smith's brand.
Right.
Will be fucked if nigga Jada was like, you know this nigga burnt me. Or this nigga brought Jada. Will gives Jada, like, come on, bro, you can't do that.
Cause you right.
That goes to what I'm saying about how she held him down.
Cause motherfucking.
So that's why he had to hold her down.
Cause motherfucking Usher was out here burning these
bro.
bitches, bro.
Allegedly.
And allegedly, yeah, that's real.
Cause Usher took that shit to court.
He did.
Nigga.
He did. He won. He
took that to court. Like, and the thing is, that's what sucks. I remember Joe and them talked about that. Like, the statement that the attorney of the losing side did was like 3 sentences. And they not famous. So when they put that on their social media, nigga, what, I'm going to be nice, nigga, 5,000 people?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a stretch, nigga, unless you got some weight off the whole rumors.
Right.
But come on, fam.
That's funny.
They killed that man. He lost money because of that.
Oh,
bro.
He lost a lot of
Not to mention
money.
it's some work that he'll never get to hit because of that.
Oh, there's some bad ones that'll never even dabble. They ain't going to dibble and dabble on the Usher.
I'm just saying, fam.
A lot of bitches' dreams was crushed that day when they found out he was out there
broke,
allegedly doing that.
Fam, but you don't remember the chick that he allegedly did it to?
Who was it? Wasn't it like his hairstylist or some shit?
Look at me, man.
Didn't he get his hairstylist pregnant?
No, he married his stylist.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
But she ended up being, whatever. I don't go into this, whatever.
Right.
But the chick that claimed that dog, I damn near want you to tell you, look this bitch up, man. Because when you see her, she a little baby precious. I said she a little baby precious.
She is. She surely is. No, I've already seen her.
So, now I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's impossible for him to do something with her.
Right.
All I'm saying is, bro.
How?
I grew up in the Usher era, fam. I know. I've been to Usher concerts.
Right.
I know Usher's bag, fam. I know the women that get out of body when Usher's around.
Mm-hmm.
And perform and sing and his music come on. I'm just saying. Unless that was his preference. I don't know, fam. But this goes to my theory too, though. There's not a man on earth that has 24/7, 7 days a week on-call sex. Right. Unless he houses them. Like, unless you're on some, like, and I don't mean like the perverse way, like, but unless you're on some, like, R. Kelly, Hugh Hefner type-esque, where you just kind of keep an ambiance of about 4, 5 of them around. You bathe them, house them, clothe them, fund them. They live with you. Mm-hmm. Unless you're doing that, and they kind of know, wink, wink, I'm only here to do this. Like, we all doing this, and I'm called on to do this, and that's what I'm doing.
Right.
Which that exists. Shout out to anybody that got that situation, right? But I know that, like, Lil Wayne at the height of his fame, Drake, right now, Drake,
Right.
has been in cities where you done looked out on that stage. It was some bad ones,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You done got busy. Maybe the backstage joint wasn't like the traditional, we backstage, we kicking it, bring knees. And you like, man, we got to go to this little club appearance, man. I need to find something.
Right.
I'm Drizzy Drake, boy. My birthday tomorrow. I need to find something. And, my shorty flying out next time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So, I got a little day to the fellas.
Right.
You know how many times niggas in that status, in that situation, have not gotten work? Shout out to Loso. Loso in our city, in the note, nigga, looked at me and was like, bro, where the work at? When we opened up, niggas opened up for him.
Right.
I pull up some chicks from high school. There's some chicks that I know, some of my yamps, nigga, old yamps, on stage. He throw them to his homeboys. Woo, 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 woo. I'm pretty like 100% sure Loso nigga did a whole show in Reno. Nigga kicked it at the club tonight and all that, and didn't sleep with nothing.
Because none of them was to his standard.
No, it just didn't work out.
Oh, okay.
I feel like women are the only people that have the power to have sex on the drop of a dime whenever they want. Nobody's turning nigga. Nicki Minaj gonna get somebody to pull up. You know what I'm trying to say? Cardi B, all these female celebrities, nigga, Rihanna and them, nigga, they not lonely like that. Now they might not chose to mess with somebody. Mm-hmm. That's different. But anytime a woman, for the most part, wants to be sexually involved with somebody or active, and it's just to the sex, think about the niggas you know. You a certain type of dude if you turn down that. I'm not trying to talk shit, but I be turning down sex.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I know how other niggas be acting around me that get women that have a relationship. You got a sexual vibe. You getting women, like, you ain't no weirdo that's stuck in a corner that can't get a woman to go to bed with you. You doing your thing.
Right.
But I've seen those niggas that's friends of mine go ape shit when they see certain women that I'm straight, bro. What? You tripping. You know how niggas be.
Right, yeah. I mean, I've had moments like that
I
with
know
the
you
homies,
have.
You know what I'm saying? You be like,
every
what?
man
Nigga,
has.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Especially if you're a man that's willing to turn down sex. All men aren't 100% thirsty and won't just have sex every time offered.
Right.
That's not my point. My point is that if a woman is willing to call up to 8 men, she's going to get sex.
Oh, for sure.
Ain't no period stopping it.
Right.
Ain't no, none of that. What you mean? Ain't no nigga, I got to shave. Ain't no, I need to go freshen up, really, nigga. Like,
right,
man, come on,
like,
bro.
that's real.
That man will stop at that gas station.
Get
you know
some
what I'm
wipes,
saying?
some condoms.
Take a whole bath in the thing and come out, nigga, and do what he got to do. It's just always, and now put Nicki Minaj in that situation. No disrespect to her. She's a married woman. Right. Put all the female celebrities we adore.
Mm-hmm.
You mean to tell me? Now, dating is different. I believe top-notch celebrities, female ones, especially the, like, black ones, they probably it's probably not easy for them to date. To literally date and, be, I get all that. Nigga, but to get somebody to have sex with, there's never been a time in Beyonce's life that she wanted to have sex.
And couldn't.
Right. Unless nature was involved.
Right.
Or she just genuinely was like, I can't because the person I want to have sex with isn't available.
Right.
But if she just was like, it don't matter. You know how niggas get in that bag with niggas, bruh. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to take something down.
Right.
You know how dogs niggas be. So if she ever wants to get in that bag.
Oh, any nigga.
That's all I'm saying.
All she got to do is this, nigga.
That's all I'm saying,
This is
fam.
one of them, nigga.
So that's all I'm saying. And it's just, it's a difference, bro. Meg's CEO claims that she's an alcoholic that slept with everyone in the industry.
Meg's the Stallion?
That's what the CEO of her record label is saying. Her Kyle Crawford, the basketball player.
Right.
They going at it over their royalties and their splits and all that.
Mm-hmm.
She claims he's a pillhead and a slut.
But bitch, you over here lied about a whole nigga shooting in the foot.
He's married.
Right.
He's a pillhead and a slut. Can I be honest about this situation, bro?
What?
I think Meg and Kyle Crawford mess with each other.
Yeah.
I think they mess with each other.
Sounds about right.
And she was young.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably got in over his head. The music shit was going fast. She started blowing up. He didn't expect to start getting new millions, right? Nigga, you made a couple $100 million playing ball. You throwing your money in the music industry hat. Now you don't got to train. You don't got to do all that. You are a former athlete, so I'm not going to knock my nigga athletes and shit like that. But I'm just saying, it don't surprise me that you might have a pill addiction.
Nah, that's real.
Coming out the league. You know what I'm saying? Out of 14-year career. Injuries and shit. And
fucked up knees.
They give them to athletes, nigga, like Skittles, nigga. Like,
right.
All that prescription shit is a dub, nigga. You need these. The trainer can give it to you. So he might have a little flair for that. I'm not putting that on him. I'm not saying it's true. That's allegedly. Now, when I look at the energy of them, there's no, like, incident that happened. She signed this contract with her mother's tutelage or guidance. Now, her mom, former rapper, never really had a big career, but I think she was in the industry at one point in time and maybe knew a little bit.
Right.
But anyway it goes, they signed this deal. It was front heavy. It was front loaded. Hey, I'm gonna give you this bread. I'm gonna probably put y'all in this spot, this whip, take you shopping, upgrade you, we'll get you right. You just keep writing, keep rapping that shit, keep going to the studio. Put out some more mixtapes. We're going to pump this, pump that. Oh, I can do this. I can get this done. Jay Prince, the big homie, he going to get you a feature from this artist. We moving. She's killing it in her city on the mixtape circuit. She's killing it on the underground. She's killing it on the internet. She's blowing up. She get one to go. So around that time, shortly after, there's no issues. Her mother is now deceased.
Right.
You would think typically they will go inward. I think if he don't, and this is my belief, allegedly it's what I think, it's my opinion. I believe the only reason why she's not ultra little sister and just looking to, you got to ask big bro. That's what typically would happen.
Right.
Unless you put your dick in her.
Unless you're fucking her, right. You
got a wife, you're putting your dick in her, she young, you the boss, you got money, she trying to be a star. You know, all she know about designer is shit that you showing her. Right. It's easy for a young woman to fall in love with a Kyle Crawford. You done made $100 million, $200 million playing baseball. Mm-hmm. You whining and dining her and her mom. Her mom probably liked you, thought you was a good guy. You basically upgraded and changed and saving her life, but you made the mistake. It'd be like if Hov smashed Rihanna. He wouldn't be able to do the certain things that he does for her and like tutelage and have the tutelage that he wouldn't be able to tutor her and mentor her in certain ways, nigga. You put your dick in me. Go holler. Go tell Beyonce. Go tell your wife that. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a natural, like, yin and yang type pull of jealousy and envy and pettiness. You know what I'm saying? That would spill over to the music. It would spill over to business. It would spill over to public appearances. People would pick up on that. But when you see Carl Crawford and Meg, it just seems like they have that energy of you smashed those when you wasn't supposed to, and now she's also coming to her womanhood. She's grown now. She's a sex symbol now. She rich now. Even though she claims she has a somewhat unfavorable deal with you, she's been able to go make money away from you and become a millionaire. Not she don't got your money. You probably got more money than her, but she got enough to where your money don't matter. You might want to just do business now. You don't want this shit to spill over to shorty, right? Your wife, like, you don't want us to fuck up the thing. We ain't fucking with each other. It's cool. Let's just do this business. It's too late. It's the classic Irv Gotti and Ashanti, bro. It's too late. We dated the top run of my career. I was your girl, nigga. Now I'm a full-fledged grown woman. Mm-hmm. And I'm not dealing with that boss shit no more, nigga. Right. I'm going to go do my own thing. But now, nigga, you want me to clear a record with Fab? Nigga, I ain't clearing that shit. Fab my man, nigga, I ain't clearing shit. Right. You ain't going to do a duet with this nigga. Bitch, answer my phone call. And Irv said that. He's like, nigga, I'm bugging. I'm fucking up business. She was supposed to be on the Fab joint with Tamia. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, nah. They recorded it and everything. And he said it was like, nigga, it was like probably Ashanti's dopest feature. She killed it. And he was just like, nigga, I ain't clear it because, nigga, I was in my feelings, nigga. And he said the funny thing is, that Fab, nigga Irv no, cool. This is the thing, though. Fab and all these niggas know. They know that you fighting with your girl. So, like, he said Fab didn't even get mad about it. He just laughed and was just like, I guess I could just keep Tamia on it. And now they laugh like, nigga, that bullshit you did, nigga, got me a hit, like a classic. Because he didn't have to keep her on the hook, and he was like, well, I'm just going to keep Tamia on it.
Right.
And
Gave
that was probably
Tamia
the best thing to do.
Yeah, gave Tamia
it's her song.
Oh, yeah. It was I forgot it was her song.
He had to give her nothing. He just rapped over it.
Yeah.
And then kind of how, like, Eminem did with the Dido record.
Yeah.
Stan. And then, like, nigga, she jumped on it and recorded, like, and did shit, like, you know, performed it with him later. But that's a classic.
Right.
I can't even imagine Ashanti on it.
Nah,
like, nigga, that shit
I
perfect.
actually now hearing it, you can hear Ashanti hitting all the parts the
same
exact
way. Me too.
way.
I can.
But it's like, would I still feel? Would I have felt the same way about
the record? No, I don't think I would have.
If it was Ashanti and not Tamia.
I don't think I would have, fam.
Cause I like Tamia.
I love Tamia, nigga.
Tamia's one of my. Who is she married to? Grant Hill, right?
Nigga.
Yep. Grant Hill. Ooh.
My God, still married to him.
I know.
Still bad.
Tamia bad as hell.
Still bad.
Who else still bad?
You know who introduced them?
Who?
They both have the same godmother, Patti LaBelle.
That's crazy. You know who else still bad? Maya.
Is a motherfucker.
Monica.
Don't say bad. As a motherfucker. Brandy. Why are all these bras still bad from the 90s?
And I've always had a crush on Monica, nigga.
All of them are still bad.
God, I had a crush on Monica. They look the same still. Nigga. Monica and Maya were my ones.
Maya was
Maya was special.
Carolina Blue Kicks. I was like, nigga, in that.
Oh my God. You know he hit. And if he didn't, he wanted to.
And that count. You wanted to, nigga. We all did. I get it.
Bruh.
We bonded over that. My nigga Game lied about it. Like, fuck it.
Did he?
He rapped about it. I don't want to say he lied about it. He rapped like he hit. And she definitely came out and was like,
never.
I don't even know you.
Who the fuck are you?
Liar. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, nigga, he was just rapping. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't blame him, nigga.
Doing this rapping.
Maya looks special. She vegan. Maya look fucking, she ain't aged a bit, boy. Whew.
Yeah, Maya and Monica were my ones, nigga.
Brandy was bad, too.
Nah, Brandy was bad, but I'm just saying, as my ones.
Now I'm just thinking,
it was
a couple of them, fam. Back in that era.
Tamia was one for sure.
Tamia was definitely one.
Nigga, SWV as a whole.
Aaliyah, the whole SWV clique.
702.
TLC, the whole 702 clan. What up, Oris? You know what I'm saying?
Nigga.
Who else? A whole bunch of them, nigga.
Total.
All three Total.
Damn, Total was bad.
Nigga, that Kissing You record, bro.
Yeah.
Go play that Kissing You record right now.
Total.
That shit slaps, bro.
Total was bad.
I might play that on the way home, nigga. That shit slapped, dog.
Nigga, my brother used to play the old Brandy album because, nigga.
It's a classic.
It's not even because of that. It's because it had the most knocking fucking drums and bass lines then, nigga. So
it's a classic.
Nigga.
Nigga, that I wanna be all that shit.
That shit bangs,
dog.
Nigga. If you got the system, I wanna be down, bang, nigga.
I don't think niggas realize, dog, how talented Brandy was.
I wanna be down was my shit, dog. I wanna be down was a good ass song. But nah, it's a great little.
But yeah, man, I think Meg.
I think we're gonna have to cancel Meg for a little bit.
I don't think she's cancelable.
She needs to take a seat, at least. She needs to get shelved for a little bit.
She needs to fucking apologize, nigga.
For real.
If this shit is true. You know, but take Meg out of it. Women. I want to see what women do.
For real.
Because even men, niggas killed. Dog, there's a leaked text with Ebro telling Tory, Ebro even addressed it. Like, yo, bro, you moving foul out here, nigga. I'm not fucking with you. This is the dude that's over Apple Music in terms of, like, urban. He can literally get you off on all the playlists. Mm-hmm. He can take you off playlists. He's a gatekeeper of the culture. And he picks sides. Because you got to protect women. Right? Mm-hmm. And, yeah, it's foul, bro. Like, if it's true that she knows that Tory didn't shoot her, but then if she had her back to him, like she said, she probably don't know who shot. And if they shot and some shit ricocheted and she got some debris hit and stuck in her leg and had to get some stitches and her shit was cut and bleeding, and nigga, she might have thought she got shot in the foot. But it was only a matter of time until you realize you didn't fully get shot in the foot.
Right.
But by that time, nigga, you done already told Hov and Beyonce this nigga shot
the
you.
whole thing.
Niggas done already got this nigga blackballed and pulling favors, nigga. And
yeah, now you
like,
now
you
what if
did
this
you
nigga
just ride the shit out
What if this nigga sues you
for defamation?
for all that money he lost?
Because that's what
all
I'm doing.
Endorsements. Yeah, he can do all that shit. That's nigga, that's litigation right there, nigga.
Fam, I'm a component
May could owe her whole career to this nigga at that point.
Chris,
all the money he might
Chris
have lost.
Brown needs to sue the girl that lied and said that he raped her.
Oh fuck! Oh my god! Did you see those text messages?
I need to see you in court, bitch.
This bitch, bro.
I gotta see you in court. For all people.
Right.
For society. This ain't even about me and you no more. I need you to be a lesson for other young girls.
That this shit ain't okay. To
hey, bro, just like Jesse Smollett had to go sit his little ass down for a couple days.
Is that what they gave him?
Yeah,
he got like 20 days or some shit, right?
He got like
or 120 days is what they were gonna give
him.
him.
Yeah, you got
something
like that.
Early, yeah.
Let him out. You gonna sit your ass down real quick, nigga, and see what this feel like.
That nigga really stood up and was trying to fucking still justify what the fuck he did. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You making light skinned niggas look so bad.
Let me tell you how bad.
Let me tell you how
bad I am, fam. And I welcome it. Everybody can laugh at me. So I don't know. I'm that jaded by the criminal justice system that nigga I don't know. Because I didn't follow it enough to feel like I know. I know I felt like the story had a slant to it when I first heard it. When it came out that it was the coldest day in damn near the history of Chicago, I knew he was lying then because nigga, what nigga is going to just go walk and get a sandwich, right, like they say, in the middle of the cold, right? That's just not warming food. Like, I want a cold cut, nigga, in the middle of the winter, at night, 3 in the morning, in Chicago, Dolo. There was a lot of shit that didn't make sense. He had a noose on his neck when the cops got there. Hey, if some motherfucking racist-ass white boys chase me down and is able to noose me up, nigga,
right,
and mace me in my face and beat me up, do all the shit he did, right?
Right. I'm a hoe ass nigga.
I don't care what. No, I'm not even gonna say that. When the cops get there 30 fucking minutes later, I bet you I still won't have the fucking noose on my neck, nigga.
Right.
I might be like, bro, here go the noose that these niggas, they had it on my neck, nigga. You can see the marks, nigga.
Right.
They not pulling up, and 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh my God. Thank God, officer. This is the noose. Nigga, because if I'm the cop, I'm like.
You didn't take that off your neck?
Fam, if you don't take that shit off.
Right.
It's the kid that comes in with the oversell.
Right, yeah, that's, yeah.
You ever see a little kid fake sleep and his eyes is scrunched up and shit?
Right.
Because he don't want them to open?
Nigga, we know you ain't sleep.
Nigga, your eyes is too wrinkly. Nigga, nobody sleep like that.
Nigga.
Yeah, unscrunch your face. Nigga, you ain't sleep. That's what he went. He went in there with the scrunched face, my fam. Come on, Jesse. You're a terrible fucking liar, nigga. That's why I don't hate him for it. Because obviously he don't do this. You're not just some lying-ass sociopath. I could tell, bro, because you'd have got this shit off way smoother, nigga. Like, you're an actor, fam.
Right, yeah, right.
You gonna pay some buff Nigerian niggas to say they beat you up and act like they was some
and
white
them
dudes?
niggas wasn't shit because they snitched so fast.
But, dog, you ain't got some immigrants.
Right, yeah. They don't
and this is not a
really.
knock on my immigrant brothers and sisters. This is a knock on a person. Nigga, you have to deal with people that have as much or more than you to lose when you doing shady shit. That's why niggas don't go make $1 million drug deals with the known shooter that's on the run.
Right.
That go to prison all the time. Nigga,
the live wire.
Yeah, nigga, I'm not doing no business with him.
Nigga gonna have us all.
Nigga ain't got nothing to lose. He ain't scared of shit. He ain't even running from the police when they come.
They just ain't caught him yet. This thing ain't on the run.
Right.
He chilling.
When they catch him, he just gonna walk and get in the car. Like he with that life.
This nigga been in all the same places he stay at.
Yeah, I don't want to take risk with him. Our meters of like needing to not get caught ain't the same.
Are way different, right?
You know what I'm saying?
He over here just thinking about how long he can do it. Like, hey, nigga, I've done that. Cool.
He doing the math. Like, oh, nigga, I'll be out in a couple years. Like, we be good, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you like, fam, this was a one-time.
I'm not trying to do no time.
This was a one-shot deal. Jail was not an option.
Yeah, right.
So you got to know who you picking. And for you to go get some Nigerian brothers that like, bro, I'm sorry. If I got to do a crime, I'm not getting the immigrants that are professionally my trainer. Now, you got to go venture a little south, a little further north, and get you some immigrants that's over here fucked up, nigga, ain't thinking about going to school, nigga. They out here, nigga, I'm out here doing street shit. You ain't got some Nigerian college students, nigga, and one's your trainer or some shit like that, with everything to lose, bro. I'm not trying to get deported because you want more money from your fucking $1 million contract. I'm not trying to get deported and have my family in Nigeria looking at me like I fucked up the bag because I'm acting like a white supremacist that beat you up. No, nigga, this shit is stupid. Now, he got overcharged because they don't put none of these people that lie on motherfucking, like, you know, when they cop us or they're swatting and all that shit, when they call the police on these black people, all these Karens, none of them have ever went to jail for 190 days for making a false report. Like, I don't think Shorty in Central Park at the Bird Park did any jail time. She may have because they made it a big deal, but I don't think she did. Matter of fact, I don't think that's ever happened. So that's why I thought, like, yeah, he made a fool of himself, probably fucked his career up when he was on a trajectory of, like, stardom. You know, he probably had big moves, like, moving around for when he left Empire.
Right.
They was going to do a lot when he probably had record deals on the table and all type of shit. He still might, but I know he lost a bag or two with his little, they tried to lynch me in my living room and put gasoline and bleach on my face. And isn't that what he was saying? Like, didn't they come to his house? Or they just beat him up on the corner and try to lynch him? Either way it go, I don't know, nigga. I don't know. But, yeah, they freed your boy Jesse, a.k.a. the gay Tupac. We giving him that?
I don't even respond to that dumbass fucking question. The gay Tupac. Alright. Fucking Jesse Smollett.
That's where it's fucked up that Pac don't got no love, man. Pac don't got no family. Pac don't really got no friends.
None, because they wouldn't have let him get that shit off.
Fam, he was supposed to go.
Niggas
I ain't saying murder or nothing like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but niggas couldn't say
somebody
he was,
from the outlet. One of them niggas that love to be on Vlad talking about Pac all the time was supposed to go pull up on that nigga.
What
like,
would
hey,
have happened if he said he was the gay Boosie?
He's getting fucked up.
Boosie, like, he would watch your mother. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna get messed up.
Right. Or
and it's okay, dog.
It's
It's
the
just
gay Hove.
It was, yeah, bro. Somebody, Tata is gonna see you about that. Myth Bleak them is gonna see you about that.
Right, bro.
Like, they're pulling up to where you doing an interview or something and be like, hey, we need to talk, fam. That's what you're not. Okay? That's what you're not. And if it's about inclusion, why add the gay part? You feel me? Why not just be like, I'm the new Tupac? That was low-key disrespectful.
It was more than disrespectful. It was just this is one of them points where nigga just stop talking, my nigga.
In ATS Sports.
Which such thing?
We just launched it. My boy Jameis, a.k.a. Jameis.
I don't want him.
Too late.
I know. I don't want him. I'm done with him on my fucking team. I don't like him as a quarterback. I'm not feeling him.
I think he's going to be good, and I think that he's going to be good because Sean Payton ain't there no more, which is crazy as that sounds.
I'm straight.
He's not a Sean Payton-esque quarterback.
Okay, and I don't want my team without Sean Payton. I've seen what my team.
Hey, guess what, bro? Lower your tone.
I've seen.
I didn't make him walk away. They got nothing to do with this, my nigga.
Trying to justify it. I'm telling you why.
I'm just saying that nigga's a good quarterback.
No.
I believe so.
He hasn't been since he touched my squad.
Hey, man. Sean Payton had something to do with that, too.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
What? What did he have to do with it?
Playing old boy.
That was how the fucking offense was ran before fucking Jameis got there, nigga.
But you don't. But you,
that
so
nigga,
in
that
college, you run a system, or you need to go get a prototype and they should have drafted a fucking prototype of Drew
him.
Brees.
We had a
Who was
prototype. A prototype
Who was Drew Brees' prototype?
No,
because if you had the most success with Drew Brees, you should have got a Drew Brees type quarterback.
But that's not what we were looking for.
What was you looking for?
The last year, you don't even watch my team to understand what you're talking about. So let me tell you what.
That's not true. But go ahead.
Let me tell you how my team.
Nigga, I watch sports.
Let me tell you how my team ran our offense in the last year, 2 years of Drew Brees.
You did the two quarterback joint.
Taysom Hill is on our second quarterback, nigga.
All right.
You about to make Taysom Hill the starter. You shouldn't.
That nigga sucks.
No,
I don't like Taysom Hill though. That nigga.
He ain't even had a chance to prove himself.
Nigga's a gadgety, bro.
He didn't have a chance to prove himself. Honestly, I want Teddy Bridgewater back. Nigga,
now
the nigga who won 6 straight games when Drew Brees went out.
Now
nigga.
Teddy fits.
That's who
more
I
of a
want.
Drew Brees type protege quarterback.
But I don't want Winston, who's known for throwing more interceptions than anything. I don't need that.
He's also known for throwing more most niggas leading the league in touchdown throws.
But that don't matter. When my defense ain't as good as it needs to be, I need a quarterback who's not fucking turning the ball over, who's just scoring points, my nigga.
My nigga, y'all the Saints, bro. Y'all gonna do what y'all do. They gonna do what they do.
Here's the thing I say about my Saints, and it's true. We don't have a great defense. We most of the time don't. We don't have good secondary. We got a cool defensive line for sure. We got some of the best defensive linemen.
But I think it's more so about the future.
But
it's a new era. It's not like the same Sean Payton.
I've seen my team without Sean Payton playing under Dennis Allen when Sean Payton got fucking suspended for a whole year. We look like trash, nigga. We were almost 0-16. I'm cool. Our next year's gonna suck. I'm glad we only signed John Meeks to 2 years.
It wasn't
I can
just
only
Payton
deal with
that
him.
y'all was missing either though. Y'all was missing some defensive players too.
I can only deal with him for 2 more years. Then we let fucking.
Watch when that nigga start balling. I don't want to hear it.
Then we let Armstead go. We let one of our best defensive linemen go. Because we don't want to sign, we don't want to give him the money that he's worth. Like, bro, this season sucks. I don't want to watch football this year.
That's funny. Yeah, I guess from a personal point of view.
And Alvin Kamara might be going to prison. So, nigga. And like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with Alvin Kamara? Nigga, go play football, nigga. Stop what you beating up niggas that's in the club for, stupid. Like, when does that ever work out? Niggas, they say they got footage and all types of shit, nigga. So let it,
winning a fight don't mean that you wrong.
So let it come out that this nigga does exactly what he did. Stomped this nigga when he's unconscious, doing hella extra shit. When niggas gonna learn that there's cameras everywhere? And especially by the elevator.
That's why to me personally, have they went to trial already on that? Or is it just like in the phases of going to trial? Like he might be charged. Because I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. But I remember when I first heard about that shit, I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, bro, that shit be having slants to it all the time. Though. What it was another athlete that just went through this, and he was like, bro, y'all tripping. And then they found out that, like, it wasn't what it was. I mean, I think these athletes need to understand. These niggas, all these young niggas with money need to understand, bro, like, you're a target when you in there just worth hella bread. And if niggas is getting rowdy, niggas is looking for any reason to fight with you. Because then they going to start trying to settle out of court, lawsuits, all these type of things. I don't know if he was wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. If he wrong, you wrong. I'm just saying. I don't know. I never really
like if
got
it's
much
a Ray,
about
like
the story.
Let's say it's the Ray Rice situation where it's blatant.
Your ass going to jail.
What I'm saying is, like, when are you niggas gonna learn that you niggas gonna get caught most of the time, bro? Niggas can't wait for you to put hands on them. If they trying to start a fight with you, they gonna get paid, nigga. They gonna take the ass whooping just to call the lawyer in the morning.
Yo, niggas forget that there's a whole protocol and there's a whole team in place. See, a lot of these cats, like, we get the shit that sneaks through.
Right.
Ray Rice had did that shit, played football several games, and went on with his life.
Came out, right.
And then the tape went out because of TMZ. They got the tape. Tape goes out. Oh, shit. Now it's like he had already served a suspension for it and everything.
Nigga, Watson about to get suspended. Even though the whole shit got dropped, they still probably going to suspend this nigga.
Well, yeah. which is foul to me. I don't think he should get suspended.
Like, if you drop the fucking charges and it's bullshit, how you gonna suspend me still?
Because they got an umbrella term, which is like actions detrimental to the league and to the shield, unbecoming of the shield. It make us look bad,
right? Just because you're exonerated of it don't mean
Mike
shit.
Vick got suspended when he got out of prison. He had to serve a suspension,
right?
And it's a way to take some of your money back. Truth be told, give us a couple of them dollars, nigga. You re-signing for big contracts, okay? Give us a couple of those ducats. So, it's a thing, bro. Let's see. No, we'll talk about that another day, man. That's a little too deep. Somebody posed a good question on Twitter Spaces. It was like, man, not picking sides, not justifying anyone's actions. Why has Charlie Sheen never went to jail? Like they're saying basically, how did he? And I'm not calling for nobody to get Me Too'd if you don't deserve to be Me Too'd. But they was just like, how did Charlie Sheen escape the entire Me Too? When they say he was out here giving chicks HIV on her, and like knowingly and things like that. You know, that was actually a charge brought against him. Right. He was out here beating chicks, doing all type of unbecoming acts. I don't know though. I thought that was kind of crazy because he said, he was like, you know, it's crazy that they're still trying to bring charges up on Cosby, and they did what they did to Kelly, but he's like, it's kind of weird to me that I always thought that Charlie Sheen was going to get popped up in his name was going to get popped up and all that. It's like, man, some niggas just wild and get away with it, bro.
Yeah, because babies, I don't know, women just didn't give a fuck. Or they got paid enough money, they really just shut the fuck up.
Or he comes from 3 generations of money versus R. Kelly is the bag.
Bill Cosby's the bag.
You know what I'm saying? He got, you know, your dad, your brother, it's money around you. Right. You know, it's political power probably around you. It's, you know, I don't know. But I don't even think like that. So when I heard it, I was just like, damn. But now that you say it, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Money's
right here, man. What was it? We ain't gonna talk on that one right now yet either. Oh, bro, somebody had a quote. I wrote it down. He said, man, they killed Nipsey and gave the kids Crip Mac.
I'm dog. That's fucked up. I never even looked at it like that, bro. Literally. How the man, that's gonna be a whole other 3-hour conversation.
That's a whole nother joint.
Bruh, that shit's ridiculous, nigga. You're absolutely fucking right. How the fuck we lose Nipsey and we get fucking
That
Crip
boy got
Mac?
about 300,000 followers right now.
Not to say that Crip Mac is like, because he's not even real like a detriment like
okay,
that.
so
He's
no. You right. Let me not cut you off. Go ahead.
The boy has positivity in some of the shit he does. But he definitely ain't no fucking, he ain't Nip. He ain't gonna put you on.
Nip taught us cryptocurrency,
right, he ain't gonna
nigga.
teach you anything like that.
Nip was talking about eating healthy. He gonna try and
uplift his hood and uplift the kids and make sure the kids and all that shit's good. But that nigga ain't no.
Crip Mac doesn't have the mental capacity to be a Nip.
Cause I feel like blood kind of slow, honestly.
All he could do is show you gangism and gangsterism.
Am I wrong? Bro, blood is kind of slow.
He's either that or just heavily gang fucking
that's real
influence.
Like, you got 2 5s tattooed on your face.
He has he crossed out a lot of the ops gangs tatted on his face. He got shit that's tatted on his face that basically is on sight if certain gangs see him.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he living. Yep. That's why they want him to be something that these kids look up to. They want to parade him around. They want to, you know. It's about knowing when they're, like Dave Chappelle said, man, they went from laughing with me
to laughing at me.
And I had to go.
Because I guarantee you, we ain't going to see Crip Mac dying anytime soon.
That man is about to be a multimillionaire. He's going to have movies. He's going to be in movies and all type of shit. They're going to keep him around. Look, no disrespect. I'm from
we
Brooklyn.
Lost Nipsey.
Look at Flav.
Got Crip Mac. Right.
Look at Dennis Rodman and motherfuckers like that. Like, certain people, bro, you could just tell by the way they act. Nigga, they ain't going nowhere. They don't keep these motherfuckers going to get heart transplants and all types of. They don't keep these motherfuckers around. They serve a purpose. There's a purpose served with the actions and shit like that. But yeah, man, that's all I had on the docket. But that shit's crazy, dog. Yeah, let's see.
That's a hell of a quote. I'm still tripping off that. Well, it's been another episode of the Always Talking Shit show.
True indeed. True indeed. It's your boy King Magic.
We out of here.
Peace.
Well, fuck you.
New Always Talking Shit show.